You said check which one?
The YouTube.
All right.
And make sure you turn the link.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, welcome. I don't know if that went into start.
Okay, now.
That's the old.
Yeah.
It's not up.
Let's see.
Hold on. Yeah. Oh, welcome. I don't know if that.
Nope.
Yeah,
Okay, it may just be mine then that's tripping. Yeah, I think I got it now.
Yes. Oh, welcome.
Now we're just waiting on Zev.
Yeah. All right. Hit him up. Why is it on YouTube? On 212? No, that's not me. All right. Get that back on me. Let me share the stream so people can find it. I don't know why it's acting like that. Usually it goes right to the top, but the one that's processing is actually at the top. So let me share that. You get Tom? I can't see that on my screen. Mm, Damien, when you get a chance, post up the link, just share it.
Yep, just shared it.
Yeah, make sure it's that.
All right, I just messaged Zeb to make sure he got the new invite so he can. Man, I just shared the link.
Sandwich.
I got.
We got a lot of.
Yeah, I think. All right. Keep it moving. Make sure they. 1 2 1 2. That thing. All right, so we're gonna keep it moving. We had a little technical difficulty. It wasn't playing on YouTube live stream. I just shared the link on my page. So just hit the link and it'll take you right in. Any questions? Hit us up on Facebook, on the YouTube comments, on Google Hangouts. I'm not even gonna open up the Q&A because for some reason people can't access it, but if you're able to access it, you hit us up on the Q&A also. What was the next question, Damien? We gotta keep it moving. That'll take it forever.
All right, let's get to it. Where's Ben at? Next question is from Ben.
There you go.
There you go.
EP2. Go ahead, I'm with you.
Okay, next question is from Ben. He's the one who asked a couple of other questions. He said it's sort of like, I guess he's asking the same question that the other person asked, because he wants to know what in your opinion is the best part of the show, which I think you already answered that pretty much.
Damon, if you got
Hold on, what'd you say, Lawrence? Is breaking up.
I said, if you got you got it.
Let's see. Let me check it. Yeah, I got my YouTube closed out.
I'm here.
Okay.
You back.
Okay, so let me all right, so what was the next question? You said you had 3 questions. What was the next question? And I sent you a note earlier. Just remind me what that was about when you get a chance on.
Yeah, I got you. Let's see here. Oh, you want to talk about the makeup of the bully breed?
Yeah, you know what? That was good. Yeah, get to the process. Come back to that.
I don't know if it's just me. For some reason, Lawrence is breaking up really bad.
Yeah.
1 2 1 2 1.
Now, I can't see you or hear you. Well, I can hear you a little bit.
Come on. How about now? Can y'all hear me clear now?
I can hear you better now.
That's because I'm getting that echo off of your computer. I had to turn your mic down for you to hear me.
Okay, I'll mute myself.
Okay. Oh, he's there.
Yeah, I'm here.
So I sent Damien a note earlier, and I was looking at that was because I seen that picture that I said I seen that master cross, and so I started thinking about what do people tell people when they ask what this breed is made of? Because it's more than just bulldogs and pit bulls. You know what I mean? So I thought that would be interesting to talk about all of the breeds that we think make up the American Bully that's not really talked about. Anybody?
I let Tone take that one.
Tom? How many breeds do you think actually make up the American Bully? Like on some real, like being real, like not. I'm not talking about exotics. I'm talking about American Bully.
Right, because they're not American bullies in my eyes. But yeah, for the American bullies, I mean, I think with like the pocket or the standard variety, I mean, I know for a fact that English Bulldog, Old English Bulldoggy, and even American Bulldogs. I've seen some of the Gotti blood across to American Bulldogs. That's why you see back in the day the Gotti dogs had a lot of size to them. They were also a little bit more aggressive than some of the edge strains. And then, you know, in the XL breeds, you have the Mastiffs that were incorporated in. You know, I believe that there's a, you know, Presa or Cane Corso, maybe some other Mastiff breeds. I mean, even the American Pit Bull Terrier, if you look at like the Whopper dogs that people use for weight pooling, and I think the ADBA separated those two, Whopper was, part Mastiff. And he's registered as a purebred pit bull. So it started before the bully movement. But that's what I would think. We have several different Mastiff breeds and then several different Bulldog breeds that make up the American Bully. Plus, I'm sorry, with the help of the AM staff, / American Pit Bull Terrier.
Right. What about you, Zeb? You want to touch that? Or?
Yeah, I pretty much I agree with that.
That might be you echoing like that, Zeb. Do you got your YouTube open? We can't hear you now.
Oh, you know what? Oh, you said that I have my YouTube open?
Yeah.
Not no more.
That was you echoing. Damien, you can unmute yourself. That was Zeb this time.
No, not no more. It's closed. It's closed.
1 2 1 2 Still gonna act.
No, that was Damien. As soon as he unmuted him.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna touch on that. I agree 100%. Zeb, I couldn't hear you. If I cut you off, I apologize. Your connection is bad. You're freezing up, and then your voice is coming in and out, so I can't really hear you. If you want to try to move like around in wherever you at to try to get a better connection. But I agree.
How about that?
I can hear you real good right there. I don't know about you still freezing up a little bit, but I can. As long as we can hear you and see your face. Let me get a mic check, Zeb.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Loud and clear.
All right.
Okay, so I agree. Also, you can see if you've been around enough dogs in your life, different breeds of dogs, you can see the influence of certain breeds in the dogs, and you can't have a new breed with just three breeds of dogs or 2 breeds of dogs. American Pit Bull Terrier and Amstaff. There's no way you can come up with the American Bully. So in certain strains, you can see the influence of certain dogs. Like to me, this is my opinion, Bismarcky looked like he had Neapolitan mixed in with him. To me, he looked just like a Neapolitan Mastiff. You see a lot of dogs with their eyes really close together. There's the big round heads like freak shows. It looks like an American Bulldog. You know what I mean? So I think we got a lot of breeds, and which we're supposed to have. You can't have a breed with just 2 breeds. You're supposed to have a lot of breeds, but people don't want to admit that all of these different breeds make up the American Bully. And I get tired of when I go up to people and I'm telling them about this breed and how old it is. I'm standing there telling them it's a Pit Bull, Amstaff, and some English Bulldog influence, and it's more than that. But people just don't want to admit it. All these big dogs, you can get them just breeding American Bully. So obviously and the little short dogs like Phantom. These parents are who they are, but obviously you can see the influence of the breed and the mass of the dogs. Any of these dogs that you see that are really short with a lot of mass, it's obvious where the influence comes from. Anybody? Damien, we got any questions over there?
Want to get in?
Did we lose him?
Say that again?
No, I was asking Zeb if he wanted to get in.
Zeb, you want to ask a question?
I actually talked about that earlier. I said, I agree with Tony with the different breeds that he said that makes up the American Bully. Hell, you might even now you might see people those couple of Frenchies in there and everything to get their little micro. Oh, we said we're not talking about exotics though. Never mind.
Yeah. Everybody's doing all kinds of stuff. Everybody's trying to reinvent themselves and stand out. And You know, instead of using what's out there. You know, and the thing is, man, people think they're slick, but I mean, there's key traits to these dogs that give it away. You know, when the nose recedes the bottom jaw, when it's pushed back, you know, you got the bulging round eyes, you know, you got these tails. I mean, just the builds of the dogs. I mean, you could just tell what's in them, and you know, people just need to be honest. But I think people need to stop breeding stuff in. You know, that's why I stay away from a lot of blood. I don't want all that bulldog in there. But you know, there's a lot of dishonesty going around.
Right. This networking, you know what I mean? Damien, if we got any, wait, I gotta make sure. Damien, are you yeah, I got him. Hold on. I gotta keep turning you down because of the echo. Damien, sorry about that.
Yeah, I got a couple questions for Zeb. Zeb, we got Ben who wants to know, how do you upload the videos that you do with YouTube with the music and sounds and not have to worry about copyright infringement?
Yeah, no, I actually do have to worry about it. And it's annoying.
Yeah.
I tried one time to go to this I forgot this this site where I tried to charge to show the video so that way I could play the music in the background, but that wasn't very successful. You know, people want everything for free, so I had to go back to YouTube and I still get binged by YouTube for copyright infringement, so it's a pain in the butt. So some artists are okay with it, like Scarface. He pretty much, you know, I don't get binged for it, but Jay-Z, they'll mute all his songs. I get muted on, so I don't even do Jay-Z songs no more. So it all depends on the artist.
That damn Jay-Z, man. Jay-Z ain't showing a brother.
I think that Jay-Z, because he started what's the name of that thing he got now? What's that internet site he started?
I don't know.
I forgot the name of the site. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. I forgot the name of that site.
Oh, sorry, hold on, Damien's over there flagging us down. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, it's called Tidal, and I got a couple more questions for Zeb when y'all get done talking.
Yeah. So he don't want none of his stuff on YouTube.
Jen, if you're watching, hold on, that's Jen. Hold on. Oh. Jen, you gotta call on the you gotta send me an email so I can send you a link. You hear me? No. I said y'all on the wrong. Sorry, let me mute myself. I'm over here blowing it up. Damien, y'all can keep it going. Hold on.
Okay, Zeb, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's next one?
Okay, next one. Let me see here. Okay, somebody wants to know the programs you use when you edit your videos. I don't know if you can give out your trade secrets.
Repeat that.
Ben wants to know, what do you use to make your videos? And let's see, to add the sound over the music and the effects and stuff like that.
I don't know about it. Don't be giving away.
It's no secret, man. He just wanted to know the tool I'm using.
Yeah, basically. Not to give all any of your tricks or trades, but what program you using to add the music over the videos, all that type of stuff.
It's crazy, and it's not
It's
even
crazy, and it's
expensive.
not even expensive.
I use Sony
I
Vegas
use Sony Vegas
HD.
HD.
Damn.
Damn.
There you have
Nice.
There you have.
Okay. Now I gotta ask you a couple of my personal questions. Um, how come? Why do you think no? Like, we have a lot of bully shows. How come Why do you think it's not as important to document the shows as it should be? Because that's actually how I got introduced into the breed. It's through Zeb Pitts.
I can't.
Um,
I can't. They don't want to pay. That's why it's not important. Bottom line. I mean, if it was me and I had a show, I want everything filmed. I wanted to be, ring shots. I want, everything. But they don't want to pay.
no doubt.
I started filming myself at my shows. When I go to my shows now, I make sure I film myself, and I make a nice video of myself, and whoever happens to be in the shot, and that way I don't feel like, all those people that are watching. Like sometimes even when you watch, like Zeb, when he films, he can only catch so much because they try to restrict him. So when he puts out the video, you're looking for yourself in the video, and it's hard to get good shots of yourself because they don't let him ring and all this nonsense, So, but he's the video guy. So you go ahead, Zeb.
Yeah, I just like having fun with it, man. Anybody can do it, for real. To be honest, anybody get a camera and go do it, man.
Now, why do they feel like it's not as important to document the shows?
That's a good question, man. I really don't know. It's like recently they really don't.
yeah, because see, me, Nationals last year, plans changed and I didn't get to go, so I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed that RKC Nationals only had like a 6-minute video of the whole Nationals, a 6-minute video, maybe even 8. I'll give them 8 minutes. And like, if you're trying to promote your registry, number one, should visibility be one of the things you're promoting? You want a Zeb Pitts there, you want all the press and coverage you can get.
Right. I agree. And I know that.
I would say I'll say this in defense of that, because he was probably doing photography there also for the magazine, so I don't know what the deal was made out with who you talking about, but I'm quite sure they probably had a lot for the magazine also as well. So I'll just in defense of that situation.
I'm typing right now. Hold on.
Okay. I have a question here. Hold on one second. Let's see. We got Brandy, I think, has a question. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm answering. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's Damien Muchus. Come back and you hear you. I think it's very important. I mean, I'm a shower, and I know that I'm one of those people that when I go to a show Saturday and I come home Sunday, I keep checking to see if that video is up, just so I can see the show and watch. And that's how you get to see what you're doing wrong in the ring. If somebody's filming you and you see yourself in the ring, you see things that you're doing that next time that you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know that the first couple of times that Zeb interviewed me, it was new to me, so I was all, happy and all that, and not really paying attention to what I was saying and answering. So, watching the video, it's all right. Next time, I gotta, So I don't know. I think it's important. I think it should be more priority. I think the magazines for the registry should be much more prioritized and put out consistently. I mean, people not even checking for magazines no more. Then they wonder why people don't want to spend money to advertise, but nobody cares anymore about the magazines because we still moving without them.
But you had gave me a good tip, Lawrence, about how you said get low down on their level in the show ring, and I think that was one of the best advices you had gave me. So you get to really see the whole body structure of the bully on that level when I bring that camera down to that level, and even like doing it in the slow mo, you really get to see the movement too when I'm down on that level like that.
Yeah, because if you filming a dog from up high, taking a picture of your dog, or you filming your dog and you standing up over the dog, like you take away all the mass of your dog. You want to be on the dog's level so you can get the full perspective of the dog. If you're looking down on the dog, it's gonna make your dog look skinny and longer than what it actually is. You get on the dog's level, and that's how you get to see how wide they are, how much drop they got. If you filming up from top down like this, you will never see how much drop the dog has. You know what I mean? Unless you're down on the dog's level. Tony, you sleeping over? You all right?
I gotta say though, Bully Girl put out that magazine every month, man. they be hustling with that magazine. They put it out every month.
The only one that's consistent with it.
That's true. They consistently putting out every month. I think they got like 60 issues.
He's at every show that he can make it to. He's putting out the magazines. He got the clothing line going, and he's staying with it. You know what I'm saying? I know there's times he don't feel like going and loading up all that stuff in his car and all that stuff. But if you want your business to grow, you can't take no days off, man. You can't take no days off. You gotta be working all the time. Me and my wife get in arguments all the time because I'm always in front of my computer, but can't take no days off. You gotta keep working. Tony, what's up, baby? You alright?
I'm good.
What's over there eating on, man? What's up, man? You alright? You sleepy? You got no input?
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, what up?
You think they should cut the classes down some more, or leave it as is?
As far as the varieties, not so many varieties.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends what registry you're talking about. ABKC did away with Extreme. RKC still has Extreme. Yeah, that was a good move. I think Extreme should be done away with. I don't think they should get rid of the XL class, the classic class. Stuff I don't think so. There's too many kennels out there that have put a lot of time in and believing in their program. That's what they like, and it's just not fair to them. They need to have a home also,
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. Would it be beneficial
So
for
what change?
Sorry?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Would it be beneficial for the breed if we just got rid of everything and just had like one variety? Yeah, as far as consistency, it would be that much close to having a more consistent dog, I believe. But I don't think it's fair to the people.
Now, is this just American Bully you find this with the different classes like that, or you find that with other breeds also?
No, because the other breeds don't. Well, I'm not really understanding the question. You mean like something like
It means like in the AKC, like when you watch Westminster, or you go to AKC show, or you go,
yeah,
different breeds, like say Doberman.
Like a miniature. What you're talking about, like a bull terrier, the miniature bull terrier, something like that.
It's only usually two groups. You got the
it's only two groups. Yeah, you don't see like so many different classes for one dog.
All right, Zeb. Look, you a person that's in the bully community.
You do, but the dogs still compete. Like They compete against their own breed to make it to that
Uh-huh.
point. I mean, same.
Yeah, but it's only 2 different classes, though. It's not 5, 6 different classes.
What do you mean?
Like with other breeds, like say the poodle. You got what is it? 3 classes of poodle or 2 classes? You got the toy poodle, the standard poodle, and the giant.
Giant. And the giant.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But still, they still have their varieties or whatever, you know?
I mean, I guess his question is, do you think in this breed that we need so many? And now that's what I was going to say. Zeb, you're part of the bully community, but you don't actually, you're not into the dogs part of it.
Yeah.
So now you being in the bully community, when you go to the shows, what do you notice about the classes? What do you notice about?
I think you're gonna have that variety because people, you have a certain group like Tony was talking about earlier that like their XLs, and you got a certain group that like their classics, and that's what they're gonna be breeding for. Not necessarily you're gonna find those who like the standards or the pockets. So I guess the variety is still gonna be in place.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's an issue with other breeds as it is, you know, with the American Bully. I mean, first of all, other breeds have been around a lot longer. They're established. The AKC is a well-organized registry. You know, they do not mess around with stuff, so they can guide the breeds in the direction they want them to go in. You know, um, that way everything goes smoothly with that breed. You know, and evolution of it. So, um, I think we're faced with a lot different things with the American Bully, especially with all the unethical breeding that goes on with people just mixing stuff in. So our breed would definitely benefit from it, but I don't think other breeds that are established, like AKC breeds, you know, would benefit from it.
Okay,
Where you at, Tony? It's pitch black.
the hell?
Huh?
What, Damien? We got any questions over there?
I think you
Yeah,
got
I got another question.
you.
All right, can y'all guys hear me?
Yeah, we got it.
Hey Zeb, we got a question for you. We got a viewer wanting to see if you can describe some of your experiences seeing some of the best dogs in the country, in their opinion, such as Riff Raff, Mo Chocolate, and dogs of that caliber.
What they want to know?
They just basically want you to describe your experience when you saw dogs like Riff Raff and Mo Chocolate.
You want me to tell you one of the most impressive I saw? That would be Lucky Luciano. I like everything about him. He moves. He runs. I like him. I like him.
Yeah, he's a nice dog. I seen him spicy. It's nice.
Either one of y'all want to tackle that topic, Lawrence or Tony?
I never saw Riff Raff or that other dog in person, so I can't answer that. I can't really think of. I mean, Luciano is definitely one of the nice dogs I've seen in person. I think my experience has been more being let down than seeing impressive dogs. A lot of times I go to shows and you see dogs in pictures, and when you see them in person, they don't have nowhere near the substance that they have in the pictures or the videos when you see them in person. So I think my experience has been that I've been let down more than. I mean, I've even taken pictures of dogs at shows standing next to my dog, and I posted them up, and they inboxing me asking me if I could take them there. because you can see, like I know how to take a picture of a dog, so you can see that the dog don't look nothing like them other pictures, and they don't want nobody to see that, so they ask me to take them down.
Hey, Lawrence,
Yeah.
did you see that video with the bus?
With the cake.
Nah. With them doing that. What was it? What was he doing? Agility? It was some type of agility
Oh, I
test.
didn't know.
Yeah, he was doing the agility training.
I seen it. I seen it. I didn't know that was him. I didn't read the caption. I just saw the video and liked it. I didn't know who it was.
I like to see that more at the show. That was kind of cool. I was like, man, that was all right.
I think that would be cool. I think you will see a lot of dogs dying though. I think he said a lot of dogs dying before they get around that dog.
Oh man,
That won't be good. How many shows you been to, Zed, where you saw a dog die? How many shows have you been to where you actually either saw a dog die or looked like they was like right at the borderline and getting ready to, you know what I mean?
3.
That's it.
That you saying that I personally seen.
Right.
No, I'm talking about die. You said die. Now about to die, that's different. That's a lot of shows. You see that.
Now, what is your experience as far as like what I was saying? Like, a lot of times you see dogs on pictures on Facebook and on videos and stuff like that, and all these glamour shots, and then when you see the dogs in person, have you been finding the same thing where you disappointed a lot more than seeing what you thought you was gonna see?
Yes. I just don't say nothing, but yes.
I know
Because you be thinking a dog look a certain. You see a dog look a certain way, you were like, "Where is he?" Then when you see him, you like, "Damn."
See, Zeb has this way. Oh wait, Zeb, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Now we can hear you. Go ahead, say whatever you said again that last couple seconds.
No, I'll say, yeah. You be so excited to see the dog in person after what you seen on Facebook, and then you like, "Damn." You just really disappointed. But you don't say. Well, at least I don't say anything. You know, I just keep my composure.
Zeb, huh?
Hey Zeb, have you ever seen Bullmaster?
Yes,
What do you think of Bullmaster?
I like him.
I mean, as far as the freakiest dog that you ever seen, what dog would you compare to him as far as being the freakiest? Do you think he is the freakiest dog that you've seen as far as just mass and being short?
Let me go through my mental Rolodex here for a minute.
I also like Lucky Luciano. He's a nice dog. He's got a lot of substance. He's short, compact. You know, he's a nice dog. To me, though, the freakiest dog, I would say, is not the most complete because he could be better in a structure department, but he's not bad. It's Bullmaster.
Dang, I'm trying to think. Dang. Seen a lot of dogs.
I'm trying to think of that one dog too. Damn, what the hell's that dog's name? I think you've seen him. I'm not sure. What the hell's that dog's name? He was a pretty freaky dog, they say. I didn't see him, but I can't remember the damn dog's name.
If I'd have known, I would have wrote this stuff down. I would have went down and wrote it down and had a list.
Yeah, I got some questions coming in.
You know who I was impressed with when I saw him at 9 months?
Who?
And he was holding his own at the Maryland show against Sideshow. Concrete.
Oh, Concrete? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a pretty thick boy.
Yeah, he now that was a freak at 9 months. At 9 months, he was a freak.
Yep. I wonder what happened to him. That dog just faded out real quick. Like you ain't heard nothing about him.
I actually saw him. He kind of Gil kind of got away from the shows. He stopped going to the shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he still do stuff up there in Philly, but he kind of got away from it. The show scene. But yeah, he's still around. He's still around. He's still around. Tony, did you see Bombs Over Baghdad?
Oh,
You remember her?
Bombs Over Baghdad. I never saw her. I never saw her in person. I used to get a lot of video of her back in the day, and stuff that they weren't posted. I mean that female was just super impressive.
Yeah,
Super
she
impressive.
She was.
Super impressive. There's been some really, really bad bitches, man. Bad females are a rarity. There was she was like a male. You got Boy George, who's just a freaky 100-pound bitch. What's another one? Sylvia Gomez. What's that female? She had a really nice female, Zinka or something. I can't.
Zinka.
Is that it? Zinka?
Zinka, yeah.
Zinka, yeah. Really nice, bitch. There was a Bullmaster daughter, Coco. That was over in Cali. I tried to buy her. She was a really, really bad female. I mean, there was a dog, Stash, and they had a picture of her and Stash side by side, and he was a thick boy, and she was thicker than him, and I was like, damn. But there's been some bad females, but they're a rarity,
They are. I think one of the baddest, but I never got a chance to see her in person, was that dog out on the West Coast, Royal Blue Celebrity. If you ever see that video on YouTube, Celebrity.
Is that a blue bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. I can't remember. I want to say she was a pocket. Was she a pocket or?
Yeah.
I've seen the video. I've seen the video stuff. Got real good drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice dog. Also, from what I saw on video.
Yeah, I wish I would have saw that one in person.
Well, see, you know what though, Zev, we never know what dogs Zev actually likes when he's at a show, because he has this thing that he does where he goes, man, look at that boy there. Man, look at that. Look at that boy there, boy. Woo!
You ain't right. You ain't right.
Yo, be watching the video. Be like, what the hell's that trouble? He's like, ooh, boy, look at that boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, Damon, you got any questions over there?
Zeb used to get me with that too. Until the Allentown show, and then I was like, nah, he playing. That can't be real.
That's right. I took so much heat for that one.
You know what dog I'm talking about, Zeb?
I know what show you're talking about. I took a lot of heat.
Yeah. We got a couple questions. Zeb, they've already, Lawrence and Tony already answered. They want to know who's your favorite dog right now, and who do you think's the best dog right now?
Um,
Oh,
the best dog out, period, or the best dog in the show ring?
They didn't give any parameters. They just said, "Who's your
I
favorite dog, Zev?"
If when someone asks that question, I would think that they're talking about like the best put together dog, as far as the best representation of the American Bully. Um, I mean, they're all in my yard, right here.
It's hard to answer that question. Anybody that asks that question, it's really hard to answer it because it's all going to be on perspective. What one person
yeah.
Yep.
in the world, the next person, like that lady today, she said Tony's dog was fat. That's her perspective of looking at it. When she looks at her own dog, she didn't see that her dog is a fat ass dog too. And not too because his dog is not fat, but that's the thing. It's in perspective how you see things. Like some people look at their own dogs and see, bully and big heads and they don't get it.
I mean, if I was talking good specimens, I haven't seen the bus in person because I've been kind of I've been laying back. I've been busy, so I haven't been to a whole lot of shows recently. But I really like the bus. The bus is a nice looking dog. Ruger is a phenomenal looking dog, in my opinion. He's a great example of a standard. I mean, there's a lot of nice dogs out there. There's a nice Bistro son that's making a lot of noise and winning. He's a tri-male, owned by Ariel. And I think the dog's name is Champion Tito. He's still a young dog. I mean, there's some nice dogs out there, but there's also some really freaky dogs that I feel aren't really like show specimens, but have a lot to offer the breed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Zeb, I got a clarification.
I got.
Go ahead, Zeb.
One of my favorites in the ring was Grand Champion Big Papa. For him to have that size and mask and the way he moved around that ring, that was impressive to me.
Yeah.
I was very impressed by Big Papa.
He was a lot of dog. There is a lot of dog, Yep. It was nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead, David.
Okay. So just to clarify a little bit of what he was asking, he basically wants to know for your style of bully, what's the best one? What's the best dog you've seen? And when you answer that question, he also wants to know, do you own an American Bully, and what type of dogs do you own, Zev?
Yeah, I have an American Bully. She's 10 years old. She's a short shot Remy granddaughter.
We got Jen PBK Moore joining us. Let me give her a chance to say what's up to everybody. Turn your phone sideways, Jen. The whole there we go.
What up?
Hello.
What's up?
How you guys doing? Don't mute me. I'll be quiet. Much love, y'all.
Don't meet you're good.
Good. How y'all doing?
Go ahead, Damien.
All right, Zeb, I guess Ben wants to put your feet to the fire. He says if you were purchasing a bully, Zeb, who were some of the breeders you would consider?
And Lawrence can tell you straight up, I would deal with Lawrence because I sent my man Jeff, and Jeff got two dogs from him. So definitely Lawrence. I've been to Lawrence's house. I see how he treats his dogs and his knowledge. Lawrence, EBK Lawrence.
Appreciate it. I try, man.
No hesitation. No hesitation.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Hold on, I think question for the group. What advice would you give someone just getting into the bully game and interested in getting
Oh
um
Lord.
that's
Is
hard.
that for me?
That's for everybody. We'll go ahead and line. We'll let you
What was the question?
what advice would you give someone just getting into the bully game and is interested in getting in the ring? So we'll answer it one at a time. I will start at Tony and go to the right. So Tony will go first, and then Jamie, or Damien Day is show. So we'll go to Jen, and then we'll go to Jeff. You know, it's three different perspectives. That's not actually a show, but he's still in the ring. So we'll go to Tony.
I think I heard. I'm getting a lot of feed.
I just muted. Damien and Jen is muted. That's where the coming from.
So the question was, if they want to get into the bully breed and they wanted to show,
Yeah.
what's the best way to go about it?
What's the best advice you could give
As far as getting dogs, acquiring dogs for the show ring.
No, what's the best advice you would give someone who wants to get into bullies and get into the show ring?
Okay, so get into bully, so they have to acquire stock. You know, do your research. Talk to a lot of people. Try to use, common sense. When talking to someone to distinguish whether they're being real with you or fake and what their motive is as a breeder. Everybody's going to tell you what you want to hear. Just remember that. Very few people are truthful. So, don't fall for that, oh, yeah, he's going to be this, and it's going to be a pocket, because we see it all the time. Someone tries to purchase a pocket or a standard and ends up with an XL dog or a classic, and the best way to do is look at the parents. If you can't go in person, at least try to see a lot of video. Go with somebody that is knowledgeable and credible. As far as for the show ring, ask people and be ready for some constructive criticism. Reach out to them and ask them what they really, if they feel your dog is show worthy. Most guys like Lawrence, myself, Jen, we will tell you, we'll give you our honest opinion, a good and a bad about the dog. I know I will. I'll tell you whether I think it's worth your time, pursuing a show career, with your animal. And, basically watch a lot of videos, read as many books. Just watch YouTube videos on showing dogs. Not just this breed. There's plenty of videos on just showing in general. AKC shows, UKC shows. And just learn, get out there to as many shows as you can and just watch, observe, and try to get yourself a good mentor, somebody that's willing to help you, that has success in a breed. And that's about it.
Right. Brandy.
Hey, Lawrence, real quick. There's a lot of feedback. Somebody has two browsers open.
Yeah.
It's a lot of feedback. Brandy, make sure you exit out of that other room you in. Jen, you too. The other room that y'all was in, make sure y'all exit out of there, because that might be why it's so much noise when we open up y'all mic. So make sure y'all sign out of that old room. Hold on, let me turn you up, Jen. Hold on. Go ahead. Oh wait, no, that's Brandy. Jen, go ahead.
I'm X'd out.
Randy, you
tapping
got
into.
out? Yeah, it stopped. That was Randy. Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I was saying that about the question that was asked, I would like to let people know to research the dog to see if this dog is even the righteous breed for you. They do come with a lot of health problems. Deal with recommendable breeders that you can research, and that they have dogs out here that you can talk to the people. The health problems to me is one of the most important things, especially when you spending money like that, and these dogs don't come cheap, because we put so much into these dogs. So in order for you to make sure that's the right breed, I agree with Tony. Nothing but research. It took me almost 2 years before I even got into purchasing the first bullies. You know, you got to be aware of it takes money. You don't just have that dog and think this dog is going to be okay for the rest of his life. We would hope so, but we don't know what we're dealing with, a designer breed. So later on in life, there will come issues that you have to be responsible of taking care of by taking your dog, be able to take him to the vet, to take care of him. This is not just a pet that you get out the pound. These are dogs that has been bred designer-wise. The breed still has a lot of issues, that kinks and flaws that we're trying to work out and correct. But there's 5,000 breeders out there, and you got to make sure that you're dealing with the righteous people. That's, to me, that's the most and foremost. Educate yourself about this breed, talk to people, get involved, and then make your decision based on that.
That pretty much. That pretty much. Like part of your research should be, researching on what type of business the people you're dealing with is going to provide for you, because once you purchase a dog, that's not the end of the line for the breeder. The breeder should still keep in contact with you and make sure if they noticing that the dog is falling off or whatever, that they helping you out. And do your research and find out, if they've been selling dogs that are dying early. You don't want to go and spend a lot of money, $2,000, $3,000 on a dog from a breeder that they're known to have dogs that die so early. So there's a lot to it. Just don't speed and don't try to be cheap, because at the end of the day, and Brandy, she wasn't cheap, but she didn't do her research, and she got stuck with what was supposed to be a pocket, turned out to be a double XL. She can go ahead and speak on that. Go ahead, Brandy.
Okay, yeah, I was a stupid buyer to begin with. I didn't do my research. I had seen a good dog on Facebook and asked about it, and wound up getting screwed in the long end because now I have a 120-pound double XL dog that was supposed to be a pocket, and I wasted like $2,500 on this dog, plus I wasted my money to drive up to Clarksville, Tennessee, all of my expenses there and back, and got screwed out of his papers and everything. So basically I got scammed my first time. That's why the second time that I bought a dog, I made sure that I did all my research. I made sure that who I was buying from was a reputable breeder, and, I asked a lot of people about this person who, well, everybody knows this is Miss Jen, but, I asked a lot of people about her and everything, and did what I should have done the first time, but the second time around. So I learned from my mistake the first time, and I won't be making a third mistake. So, but yeah, that's what I can just tell you, is make sure that you do your research.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Definitely don't want to go and spend flat money. Wait. Some of the dogs, like I noticed, like a lot of the Dax dogs, some of the Dottie dogs, when you see them when they little, like Phenom and a lot of them dogs, you see them, they don't really carry no mass, no nothing. So you have to actually wait. So that's another reason why you want to do your research, because you don't want to invest all this time waiting on this dog to only realize that it's not going to turn out. We lost Jen. Why am I seeing myself twice? I see myself on Tony's screen.
I see you twice. I don't see Miss Jen or Tony anymore.
basically whatever you did, you have the live view up instead of you. Whatever you did, you switched your view to like some live view.
I got the play. I got you.
Okay, there we
I'm
go.
working the thing. Bam, bam. Still the same.
Okay, so
Am I good?
no, it's still the same. It was back, but you did something else again.
I don't see myself.
There
Oh,
you
there you
go.
are.
There you go.
Bam.
And, you know, threw my whole train of thought off. Go ahead, Damien. What's the next question?
All right, next question we got is going to be from Shocker. He says he wants everybody to tell him how they go about assessing a pup and picking a pup.
Well, that goes back into what I was just saying. It depends on the blood. You gotta know the blood. If you're dealing with blood that matures really late, it's not really much evaluating you can do. You know what I mean? Some pups show their traits real early, 5 weeks. Some pups won't show you anything until they start maturing, like sexually maturing. So it depends on the blood. Once you know what kind of blood you're working with, then it's easier to evaluate the puppies. If you know how they grow, like my puppies, Tony puppies, they start off really thick from the beginning. So it's easier to pick from those puppies. But then you have some puppies that they start off really fat, because all puppies are fat when they
Right.
2 to 5 weeks old. They're all fat. But you have to know how to feel for that weight and that density in the puppy, as opposed to a really fat puppy that doesn't really weigh much and you squeeze it and it's really soft. That's baby fat. So it's different ways. Like me personally, when I pick my blood, I pick my puppies up and I feel for that density. I squeeze them and I feel how soft and how hard their bodies are. I feel how
Same
heavy
thing I did.
compared to the puppies. You know what I mean? You just gotta watch it. You want to pinch their skin and see how much fat they hold them versus how much of that is actually muscle and mass. I had two females go for calls, and you could feel the difference of them. You know what I'm saying? One was a little softer than the other one. So that's how I pick my puppy. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, it all depends what I'm looking for the next generation of dogs. But like Lauren said, same kind of thing. We look for certain traits. You get to know, for me, I know my blood. I know how it matures. So there's certain things I look for. As far as like the body type, I may be looking for, I need to shorten up my backs or stuff. So I'll take that into consideration. But I always look for dogs that are real dense and heavy. Feel like they have more muscle on them versus fat, and there are a difference. I mean, you could pick up two pups that are almost the same size, and one weighs a lot more than the other. But the key in picking a dog is if you're going to a breeder and you're let's say you're shopping around for a puppy, it always helps if that breeder can show you pictures of the mother and father as pups, okay, at different stages. That way you have an idea when you're picking your puppy out, okay? So you have an idea that, okay, well, this puppy looks like this. The father looked just like this. I love the look of both parents, and I would hope that you did if you're shopping for a puppy off the breeding. So if the puppy kind of has the same build and kind of same look as the parents, then you pretty much know you're going to be okay, because some puppies just take a long time to mature. And, I mean, we see it all the time. You see some dogs that looked very terrier as puppies. It didn't look like much, but then the finished product is incredible. It's a really thick, bully dog. So depends on the blood. So it always helps if you can see the parents. That way you can compare the pup to the parents to have an idea of where they were at that age.
Right. Go ahead, Damien. Next question.
Okay, next question is for Zeb. Okay, Zeb, got a viewer who wants to know what got you into the activism videos. What drove you to that? And they said, great work, by the way, showing the what was it, the Million Man March again,
Oh,
or the riot videos?
Justice
What
L.
was really going on?
You know, that's funny. I always wanted that was an avenue I always wanted to do. And shout out MK Asante, professor at Morgan State, for giving me the opportunity to interview him, youngest professor in the United States. Shout out to him. The book Buck. But that's something I always wanted to do, though. Uh, like I said, right now in the bully world, a lot of people really, we talked about that earlier, a lot of people don't really want to do the videography right now, video and shows. So that's another avenue I just wanted to get into that I really enjoy. So I said, shoot, I was out there doing the Baltimore riots. So yeah, man, just something different.
Okay, and to elaborate on that question, they want to know, do you have anything planned in the future besides the bully community? Have you ever thought about doing a short film or something like that?
On the bully, you talking about related to the bully world or outside the bully world?
Outside the bully world.
I am actually, I don't know if yeah, I'm going to hook up. I don't know if I can talk about that yet, but yeah, I might be going to a couple of reservations to get some stories from Native Americans. Stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Okay, and then jump back into the bully
real
world.
quick. I want to shout out Dwayne Young also for giving me my girl Cece, who's 10 years old, another good breeder. Dwayne Young out there in Ohio, TKO Kennels. Man, because he, even to this day, 10 years, like I said, I don't had her for 10 years now, he still checks on Cece to see how she doing. So shout out Dwayne Young.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Good breeders gonna always like me. Wait, Zach, we can't hear you if you're still talking.
No, I'm not talking.
Okay. Yeah, me personally, I watch my puppies. Any puppies I sell, I watch them. I know how they're supposed to grow. I know how much mass they're supposed to hold at certain ages. So when I watch my puppies on Facebook, you know, in their homes, if I see that they're not looking the way I think they should look, I always hit them up and I let them know, you know, what I think they should do. Ask them, you know, what are they doing, what are they not doing to make sure the puppy gets back on track. You know, to me, that's what you're supposed to do, man. You're not supposed to just sell puppies and take people's money, and then if they're not planning on spending any more money, then, you know, later with them. Zeb knows he's really good friends with somebody who bought 2 dogs off of me, and he knows that I watch them dogs like a hawk.
Yes, I'll attest to that. Large checks on the puppies all the time.
But, man, I mean, that's a representation of me. You know, this is my business, so I have to protect the image of my business. So if I'm selling people puppies and they supposed to be turning out a certain way, other people are watching. So I gotta make sure that they keep those puppies at full potential in order to make sure that other people see that and see it on a consistent basis and know what they're gonna get from it. You know what I mean? Tone, I think Tone does the same thing. Tone, it's on you.
Yeah. I definitely, you know, before I sell anyone a dog, I try to get a feel. I spend as much time. I don't like doing it texting back and forth and messaging. I always try to get people on the phone, you know, so I can get a kind of feel and engage in a conversation with them just to find out who they are. And I always, because, you know, if I sell somebody a dog, I want somebody that's going to stay in touch with me. I tell everybody, please, you have any questions, you call me anytime. You have any emergencies with the dog, call me. I don't care how late it is. Text me, call me, whatever. Please stay in touch. For the most part, everyone stays in touch with me to give me updates on the dogs. They even come by and bring their dogs up, to play with my dogs, with their relatives or their parents and stuff like that. So we always stay in touch, man. That's what it's about, and that's what you're supposed to do, man. A good breeder, someone that cares about the breed, is always has the best interest of the dog, at hand. So that's what I do. I always stay in touch.
That's what's up. Go ahead, Damien.
Okay, jumping back into the bullies. Got a question. Which bloodline has the best foundation for the bully community moving forward? Is it Gotti line or Razor's Edge?
You want to get that, Tom? Or you need that?
I mean, I can hit on that. Again, we've touched base on this, and I've said my piece. I've said my piece on it. There's so many different strains of Razor's Edge. I mean, people just hear the name, but I mean, you could have Razor's Edge and have a completely different dog. It all depends on the traits and characteristics, that the breeder breeds for. So, but there's a lot more lines now established that aren't just Razor's Edge or Gotti. For example, I've blended different Razor's Edge strains with Gaff blood to create my own bloodline. I think I have an incredibly healthy dog, very mentally stable, good breed type. You can go, into any registry and win. I've incorporated a little touch of the old school Gotti. There's so many different strains of Gotti. You can't just refer to Gotti as Gotti blood, because you got Gotti blood with American Bulldog. You got Gotti blood with all kinds of English Bulldog. You got a lot of Gotti blood that's exotic blood now, with a lot of paper hanging. It's got Frenchie in it and everything. So there's different, There's different. You have to really do your research and really be specific when you refer to, a bloodline, because they branched off into a lot of different things. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and again, all those type of questions go back to preference.
Yeah, I agree.
What you looking for? Some people don't like smash faces. Some people don't like this kind of muzzle. Some people don't like,
Hey, Law, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
You guys are familiar with the dog Devil Boy, I believe is what his name is?
Who?
Isn't his name Devil Boy?
Devil Boy.
Yeah, the black dog that's supposedly the new Razor's Edge face.
Right.
Oh, Demon Boy. Demon Boy, yeah, that's what I said. I was watching an interview on Facebook of him, and he said something about Razor's Edge is a good bloodline, but it's one of those bloodlines where you have to keep bringing something new and fresh into it to keep it consistent. Do you guys agree with that?
It's with any blood. I mean, it's with any bloodline.
With any bloodline, but you gotta understand too that if you look at a lot of early Razor's Edge pedigrees, it's not. You still see Gotti dogs in there, Gray Line dogs, and all type of stuff in there. So, I think Demon Boys are. I mean, that goes to preference. I like Demon Boy. I like Magoo. Magoo he has his things about him just like any other dog, but I like Magoo for the things that he has to offer and the fact that he passes those traits on. That's what I like about him. I'm not going to look at him and say that's a badass dog all the way around, but when you're looking at a stud, you got to look at what traits they carry and do they pass, are those passable traits? Every stud is not going to pass his traits on. They only going to pass on certain traits, or they only going to pass them on with certain bitches, but certain dogs always pass their traits on. So it depends on what your preference is. But as far as Demon Boy, I like him. I think when I think of the word American Bully, I expect to see a really bully style dog, and that's why I don't. I mean, I don't.
Well, from the way he was saying it, was that if you don't bring something new to the table with Razor's Edge, they tend to wash out,
Well, what
basically.
it means is if you look at a lot of Razor's Edge dogs over time, the reason why Gotti dogs were so much more popular at one time than Razor's Edge dogs is because they carry that mass that everybody wants. When you hear the word bully, you want to see bully. So the Gotti dogs took off in popularity because they were so much bullier. And the Razor's Edge dogs, people were breeding Razor's Edge dogs with Razor's Edge dogs, and most people that have Razor's Edge blood were breeding for show quality dogs, and they lost the mass. So everybody was like, Razor's Edge is dead, because most of the time, 90% of the time, a few years ago, if you see a Razor's Edge dog, it didn't have any mass to it. So I think that's what he means. You got to add something to it because they tend to go back towards a more Amstaff style dog if you don't add the.
I don't believe that's a true statement, though, Lawrence, though, because there's plenty of Razor's Edge dogs that had plenty of mass. You know, tons of mass.
There are many of them, but we talking about on a broad. We talking about in general. We're not talking about little pockets of people.
I'll break it down.
Hold on, most of the people that got those bully ass dogs that you talking about, they don't let anybody breed to their dogs. I'm sorry, Damien. I don't got you.
No, I'm sorry. Hold on. Somebody has two windows open. I'm getting like 4 or 5 messages, and everything you say is being repeated 2 or 3 times. So somebody has more than one window open.
And be sure you out of that other room that you was in. I got her volume all the way down. So I don't know. Somebody. Let me see. Do I have it? Oh, you know what? I may have my Facebook one open. Let me know if you log in there. It shouldn't though, because I got my volume all the way down. How about now, David?
Nah, I'm still getting it.
How about now? One, two, one.
Nah, it's not you, Lawrence, because it wasn't doing it. It's somebody else. Somebody may have it on their phone and their computer, but it's open twice, because everybody, even the people on YouTube, are hearing us twice.
Yeah, I don't.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't.
Hold on. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody mute themselves until they're gonna talk. I'm gonna try to keep my eye on the bottom thing. Just mute yourself, and then if we don't see you trying to talk, just raise your hand or whatever. I just want to. That's why I be trying to keep the boxes to a minimum on the bottom, because it starts to give so much feedback. I mean, I got room for 10, but I'm scared to put 10 in because it'll probably just get crazy.
All right, somebody fix it. It's gone, Lawrence. Continue.
Everybody's muted. So, all right, who was? Tone was talking. So, Tone, you go ahead.
I'm not muted though, but I hear what you're saying, but this is why I think, like you said, the Gotti blood was popular. I think with the Razor's Edge dogs, the people, you had more die-hard show people into the Razor's Edge dogs, and I think the pedigrees are more true on the Razor's Edge dogs versus a lot of the Gotti dogs, like you said, had a lot of mass. They picked up popularity is because a lot more mixing went on. So with Razor's Edge dogs, you're right. They lost breed type. They lost that mass because they were being line bred and inbred, and over time you lose vigor. With the Gotti dogs, you had other bully breeds being incorporated into it, so you had tons of vigor there. You had those dogs always carried a lot of substance. So I think that's what happened with the two lines. you know, one has a lot less concentration of bulldog in it than the other. And that's why, you know, the Razor's Edge dog definitely needed something to revive the blood a little bit. But I mean, you can get mass, you know, with a lot of different, incorporating a lot of different bloods. You just have to selectively breed. But it's all on what you like. You know, I like my style of dog. Some people, you know, like theirs. For me, I want a dog that can live a long time. That's not going to be in pain at six years old or sooner. So I'm not going to compromise and breed a freaky dog with overloaded shoulders and no rear angulation. I want a dog that's well balanced, the way the weight is distributed properly over the dog. And that's what I go for. I mean, I'm definitely shooting for a really bully dog, but we're going to do it the right way.
Right, and I mean, I think we said the same thing, just a little different. Most of the people that were into the Razor's Edge dogs were into show dogs, and they lost a lot of mass with just the way they were being bred. And then the people that had the good stuff, you know, they don't let anybody breed to their dogs, and they don't really sell dogs to people. So, you know, the Razor's Edge dogs just fell behind. And I personally love Razor's Edge. That's all I use. I've always messed with Razor's Edge, but I love the Gotti blood. But I think when I actually started liking the Gotti dogs was back in the days when they had like Gorilla Black and all of that, and they had the really splayed feet and the really skinny legs with the really fat bodies and all of that. So I just stuck with the Razor's Edge, and I ain't gonna lie, like Jen is one of the people that has a really good strain of Razor's Edge that I like because it goes well. I've seen already 3 people breed with her blood, and it keeps the mass, and it also adds mass. I think the way her dogs are bred, it just, you know, it adds the mass to the puppies and the shoulders, you know, with the blood that she has mixed up. So she has a real good strain of Razor's Edge dog using all old school blood. Jen, you want to talk about your blood? She's over there, MIA. We'll get back to it. Go ahead, Damien. Any more questions?
Yeah, shout out to Cameron and Jeff. They gave me like a million questions. Wow.
Oh, my.
Holy moly. That was awful.
Holy pizzaioli.
That was bad.
What was that?
All right, go ahead, Damien. I think it was.
Okay, sorry about that. Shout out to Cameron and Jeff because they sent me like 30 questions in 10 minutes. But what questions for Zev?
Yeah, mute your phone.
I'm ready.
Okay, Zev, what got you into going to the shows and got you into the bully breed?
Go ahead, Damien. He ain't hear you.
What got me into the bullies, I started seeing these different style dogs. Because at the time, living in D.C., I hadn't seen these style of pits. We call them meatheads because they had such huge heads. Like, where are they getting these dogs from? And just had no idea. Because they wasn't like your regular style pit bulls that we saw in the neighborhoods. Like, when we used to go down to Haynes Point and we saw these, what we call meatheads, we was like, well, where are they getting these dogs from? Where are they getting these bully-looking style pit bulls? And that's when I started getting into the research and all that. And just really the internet. And then when I got involved with the MSN boards, I got invited on that. Of course, you know, Dave is from this area, so started really finding more out about the Razor's Edge line here. And then when I did a lot of research, found out about the Gotti blood. My first dog was actually Juan Gotti grandson. That was my first uh, bully that I got was a Juan Gotti grandson because I really liked the Gotti style look at the time. And then a few years after that, I had got Cece, which was a short shot Remy granddaughter. I was really into the look of short shot and the combination of Remy. So that's how I got Cece, who's 10 years old now. And from there, I just started really hitting the shows in my area. Pat was doing shows at the time, so I did went to a lot of Pat shows. And I think the first show was for not the first, could have been the first, up in I want to say Allentown. It was Allentown outdoor event. Then from there, Dave had a show down in Spotsylvania. Had a chance. That's the chance when I saw Paco for the first time. Hef, Muggsy. Oh man, all types of dogs. And from there, just really, Bobby actually was the one who got me. I got interested into filming and watching Bobby at the time. Bobby was heavy into all the filming at that time, so Bobby was a big influence.
Zev, there's a question for you, Zev, from Just Cause. He says, um, he said, I don't have to ask if I don't want to, but he wants to know. He sees you getting excited at the shows when you filming the dogs and you do your all man god dang thing. Do you genuinely like all of the dogs, or you just don't want to offend anyone and you just trying to stay neutral? I guess he wants to know.
You know, I just be excited at the shows, man. I really enjoy it. I just like, I don't care for real. I just love seeing people with their dogs, man. And it ain't for me to judge if what you like or what I like. I just genuinely get excited going to the shows because that's something I really enjoy going to. So yeah, a lot of times, yeah, I'm just like, man, I just want to see something different because a lot of times, you know, Lawrence, we go to show, we see the same people all the time. So when I go off to different registry shows, you know, I'll see different types of dogs because that's what it's turned to now. You know, everybody got certain cliques and they only stay within certain registries with their dogs. You might find very few like HD Bullies is one. He'll go to all registries. That's when he took the show at the ABR show that I went to. So
That was
shout out Holly Selassie HD Bullies, man. He traveled. He don't care what registry it is.
and go. I'll be like, yo, where you going? He's like, man, we out. You got the whole family in the car. They out. He don't care. It could be raining. It could be a 2-3 day ride. He don't care. They ride now. He trying to get me to ride with him to Arkansas, but we gotta. I ride a certain way. We gotta figure it out. 3, you know, it's different when you 6'3" and you 5'9". It's a whole different ride when you ride long distance. You know what I mean? So, you know, but that he definitely get in the car and chuck. But also too, I think. Zed doesn't really own any dogs that I know of as far as like bullies and is into breeding and stuff like that. So when he looks at dogs, he's just looking at them for what they are and admiring them. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you're right about that. I don't breed. I just look at dogs for what they are.
gotcha.
Sometimes you'll see some bad dogs, but then you'll see the health sides of it, like with the bad breathing. And that kind of throws you off, but you be like, man, he bad, but damn, that breathing is pretty bad. But I still admire the dog, though.
How many times have you gone to maybe a show or a yard and just been like disgusted at the way that people take care of their dogs? That I find that's one of the things I find in this breed. If you go to a lot of these breeders' house, um, or you see them at the shows with their dogs, man, it's I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I'm sure everybody on this panel has been to some breeder's house, you know, and they just was like, whoa.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
of course not, you know. But I mean, damn. I mean, my first bully, I went to the guy's house to buy the dog, and I mean, this guy had, I mean, I was stepping on his rug, and it was just like liquid coming out the rug every time I took a step, you know, and he had mice running on his couch. Um, it just smelled so bad. I was like, wow. And then I was the first bully I bought, so I started going to other breeders' houses, and I started noticing that there's a lot of breeders that keep their houses like that with these dogs. Dogs just living in filthy crates, and it's just crazy, man. What is that?
Yeah, you right about that. I mean, I remember when I brung Jeff up to your house, Lawrence, man, he was impressed, man, because it was like, because you know you got quite a few dogs, man, and everything is neat, clean, everything.
I appreciate that. But that wasn't the question, man. I said, what conditions have you came across with different breeders or at shows like with the dogs? Because I know what I see. I might be the only one though.
I've been, I don't want to say a few yards that you like, damn, are they living like this for real? Like, but I won't say their name, but yeah, I won't recommend them. I know that. I know who to recommend.
People don't see the importance of the care you give your dog. Like Tony spends a lot of time out in his building that he has for his dogs, man. I mean, this dude be out there sometimes like 10 hours a day, Tony.
I guess.
Man, I mean,
Yes.
still outside. He got a really big building, man. I mean, he's got so he doesn't think so, man, but he's got one of the nicest setups for his dogs that I've seen. I mean, I've seen smaller setups that were probably more had more amenities for the dogs, but like a setup that size, I haven't seen one that was like that. The way he keeps it and all that. So I definitely got different
Hey,
problems.
I got a question for Tony. Tony,
Yeah.
Tony,
Sure.
is Tony still there?
Yeah, man. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Hold on. I forgot. I'm muting. I'm talking and stuff. Nobody's hearing me. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn your camera off though.
Do people still? You remember back in the day they used to have those like those cable runs in the yard. Do people still do that?
Yeah, I think some people still do it.
What's your thoughts on that?
As far as like the cable runs, I mean, there's different types of setups. Some people use chains. Some people use cable runs. I'm not opposed to either one of them. You know, for me, it's easier. It takes up less space having kennels. If you have, you know, um, more than a few dogs, and for me, it's no big deal because all my dogs are trained. I let them out, 3 times a day usually, sometimes more, so they get to run around. I think like the tie outs, man, are probably more for like your old school pits, some with more aggression,
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's probably for your tie outs and your chains. For my dogs, they run together, so kennels do great.
So that's what I was gonna say. Those cable runs are for those dogs that you can't keep together. These
Just
dogs,
very active dogs, dogs that like to work. They can run back and forth,
I think with
Bullies are a little.
these dogs are a breed that to me they shouldn't be aggressive. Um, you should be able to let all your dogs out together. Now, of course, you're gonna have some dogs that just don't get along, but for the most part, these dogs shouldn't have to be separated. You know, so if you breed in old school blood, um, uh, especially like gray line blood, that's why I don't breed gray line blood at all, or those that have any of that up close. And that was one of my first females. They aggressive as hell and very territorial about toys and food and even water and just, you know. So I try to make sure I only use dogs that carry a certain temperament, and you don't need stuff like that. Damien, where you at? You got another question?
Yep, got a question again from Cameron. He wants to know from everybody on the panel, where do you see yourself in the bully game in the next 5 to 10 years?
Go ahead, Tom. Well, we'll let Brandy go. She's the first one on the head. Go ahead, Brandy.
In the next 5 years, I'm not really sure. I mean, this is going to be my first year getting into the show ring and finally showing. Within the next 5 years, I'm hoping that I pick up another dog sometime in between, possibly a female to go with my male, and maybe possibly start using them as a breeding stock. But right now, I'm just focusing on showing and making a name for myself and promoting myself and my dogs and, you know, just getting out there and doing our thing, really. So within the next 5 years, I'm hoping that I've made a good name for myself by then.
Go ahead, Tony.
I mean, I like to think that you know, as far as the breed, I'm on top. So I'm hoping that I'll still stay where I'm at, and continue to, you know, to improve and you know, stay relevant in the breed. You know, that's the ultimate goal. Keep evolving with the breed, stay relevant, continue to show, continue to produce, you know, top dogs. Well, I mean, that's where I hope to be. You know, I hope to have worked out the issues, the little issues I'm facing in my program. That's about it, you know. Just improve a little bit and try to create that, what I feel is the perfect dog. But, you know, the vision as a breeder continuously changes. So, you know, you got to tweak it. So, you know, I might think one thing today, and tomorrow I'll be trying to switch it up. So you never get that that perfect animal.
Go ahead, Damien.
For me, wait, hold on, sorry. All right, where do I see myself in the next 5 years? I'll at least have probably one champion, female. I think mostly when I first start off, I'm going to start off with 3 foundation females. One from ABK, one from Snubnose, and then one from Alex. And I don't really plan on starting a breeding program because I'm really not a breeder. But I just like having nice dogs and dogs around. So I'm definitely going to start with 3 females and then kind of evolve from there.
Damien, are you talking about Christina Maxwell's line, Snub Life?
Yeah.
You said Stub Nose, that's what I was saying.
Oh, I'm sorry, Snub Nose or Snub Life. I'm sorry.
Snub Life.
All right, Zeb or Lawrence.
Go ahead, Zeb.
Let me unmute myself.
Yeah, we got you. No, you muted yourself. Take it off. You muted yourself. Hey, hold on. Let me do it. Hold on. Go ahead. Wait, David, Zeb, I got it. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Lawrence?
Yep.
Yeah, in the next 5 years, I would hope to not see watered down shows with all the different registries out there now, and hopefully, the breed is still popular 5 years from now. That's what I'm hoping, that the breed is still popular and you won't see a lot of watered down shows.
Okay, okay.
I like to see more unity.
Definitely,
Yeah, true.
definitely. Um, Anybody watching? Um, we want to get a bunch of different people together on this show, man. We want to fill up the bottom of the screen, and we want to get, all different views, man. We want to get y'all on here. This is not just for special guests, if you see who we got on the show on the bottom here. Anybody, we want everybody on. We want everybody's point of view. That's the only way we're gonna make this breed better. That's the only way we're gonna make the shows better. The program, everything. It takes everybody, and I think that's the thing that Facebook kind of messed that up. Facebook messed it up where it allowed people to become so competitive with each other that they forgot about how it was. But I wasn't around back then with the barbecues and stuff like that. But I mean, I've heard the stories 1,000 times. So you feel like you know about it, and we lost Tony. He'll be back. The reason why, you know, I feel there's so much separation is because of Facebook. It allowed everybody to be so competitive with each other. My pictures are better, my dogs are better. Look at that, and then the Photoshop came into it as a part of the competition. That's part of competing with other people. Now you got false advertisement, and it's all it's everybody competing with each other. So you're right about that. Myself, in the next 5 years, I will hope to have my pocket line started. I want to produce a fully functioning pocket. I want to try to take it real low, keep the mass, keep the bone, but yet still, still move. And it's the same thing, just a little short thing. And I want to produce, a line of dogs like that, my own line of pocket dogs. So that's where I see myself for the next 5 years working towards that, working towards being able to consistently produce a certain height and a certain look with all my dogs. So that's where I want to be in the next 5 years. And as far as what Zeb said about the popularity of the breed, it's all up to us, man. I mean, if we can't come together and figure it out, and we got so many different breeds, I mean, this breed is growing, so I don't see it. It's not like it's dying. I mean, not too long ago, this breed was making the news as a new breed. It's 20 years old, but it's making the news as a new breed. So it's gaining popularity. It's not falling off in popularity. I just think that there's no this Tone's phone probably died, or his laptop probably died. He's sending me money.
You ready for another question?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Cameron wants to know what's some of the consistent worst things you guys think there is in the bully game? Like, what's some of the bad things you think about the bully game that can be improved?
As far as what the community.
It's really a broad question. He doesn't really specify what lane.
We could be here all night. We still put a list on all the things that need to change in the bully game. I mean, something that I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that needs to change. I think the biggest thing for me, I'm not talking about nobody else. For me, it's just so many different classes, because that you can't just say the styles, because there's so many styles, because there's so many classes. In order to get XL dogs, you have to use certain dogs to get XL dogs. So you're gonna have that style of dog, which leads into that class. And then you got standard dogs and the pocket dogs. You have to use certain dogs to get the pocket dogs. So I think that needs to change. There's so many different styles.
I would say one thing is lead the breeding to the breeders.
Everybody want to be a breeder. That's
Yeah, you know, now with this the whole phenomenon of shipping the semen across the country, everybody a breeder. Lead the breeding to the breeders who really know what they're doing, but everybody a breeder now.
it ain't just that though. It's the breeder's fault that everybody wants to be a breeder because a lot of times that's part of their gimmick
They
of selling a puppy. When they hand you a puppy, and you know, Zeb, I don't tell people that. I tell
yeah.
them not to do it. But when they get handed a puppy, they get handed a dream with the puppy, and the breeder is telling them, you know, was she ready? Bring her back to her dad. You're gonna kill the gate, double up on the blood. So they go for it, and that's what they do. That's why you see so many people inbreeding and they cry, they screaming 3 times this and 4 times that, and their dogs don't look like nothing because they going with the hype. You know, a lot of breeders are not going to tell you that they got different puppies and that their puppies are different prices because of the quality of the puppy and what you expect that puppy to do. You know, if you selling somebody a pet puppy with a dream of being a breeder, that's why you got so many people out here that's breeding messed up dogs. They're not trying to educate the people while they're selling them a puppy. They just selling them a dream along with the puppy. I mean, everybody gets told that. Every time somebody comes to me to buy a female, they ask me the same thing. Do you mind if I take her back to her dad? Why? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's why everybody wants to be a breeder. Why do you want to take her back to her dad? Wait till she grows up and see what she's compatible with. How do you know she's going to be compatible with her father? Just because she's off of him doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying? So, what is that?
Nah, that was it right there for me. Leave it up to the people who have the experience in doing it because, like you said, they giving. I guess because they figure if they paying this amount of money for a dog, they should have the right to do the breed or whatever to try to make their money back. But they selling false hopes and dreams, like you said.
I mean, you're paying a lot of money for certain types of dogs with hopes of breeding them, but they're not even breedable. So a lot of these dogs are not even breedable. Not just the ones that have issues. I mean, if you got a female bully and it's supposed to be a bully, or you got a male dog and it's supposed to be a bully and it doesn't carry those traits, I mean, you have to look at the dog honestly. You can't just look and say, well, I spent all this time and money with the dog, so I'm going to use it. You're never going to make it nowhere like that. Everybody that starts in a game does that until you learn that you have to use certain types of dogs when you breed. You can't just use what you have or try to get the cheapest dog you can get for what you can afford. You have to look for certain things in the dogs if you expect to get certain things out of them. You know? I see it all the time. People take females that don't. They see all these things in their female that they want to correct, so they figure if they take it to a certain type of male that'll fix their problems, and that doesn't fix your problem. That just gives you 1 or 2 puppies that come out with great, but all the puppies are not going to come out like that. And you get to turn around and breed those dogs, and because the dogs are not really compatible in the first place, the dogs don't go on to produce. Why do you think you see so many dogs? Use Miyagi as an example. You see so many people posting out pictures of dogs that are supposed to be off of Miyagi blood, and they don't carry any of the characteristics of the dog. That's because that was Miyagi taken to some female, or some Miyagi blood taken to some female that it shouldn't have went to, because somebody thought that by taking this type of female to this type of male that they could correct the issues that they see in their female. That's the way people think in breeding, and that's not how you breed. You know, chop the legs off. Take it to Sun Show and chop the legs off. No, you still get standard dogs in the middle, and you get pocket, and then you'll get dogs that have really short legs with really long backs, and they'll be like a standard dog's body with really short legs. That's not how you shorten up your program, by taking big giant dogs to little tiny dogs.
I think that Most people need to stop with this whole spay and neuter contract thing. If you're going to sell a dog on a spay and neuter contract, you should just take the money out of your own pocket and just spay or neuter it right then, because most people aren't going to abide by that contract anyways. And
Well,
that's just going to cause overpopulation.
you can't do that though because they have to be a certain age before you spay and neuter them. So unless you plan on keeping the dog until they're older than 6 months, then you can't even put that type of thing into effect.
Why do you say that? I got my rescue puppy spayed when she was 4.5 months.
Most places tell, any place that I've ever went to about that, they always say the dog has to be over 6 months. Or the female has to go through their first cycle. The males have to be at least 6 months, and the female has to have gone through her first cycle. I don't know, maybe place we go to, they do it like that, but every place I've ever gone to, they told me the female has to go through their first cycle, and the males have to be at least 6 months old.
Our fix through is it's called Neuter Commuter. It's through the Humane Society, and they're a very reasonable spay and neuter company. They're a mobile company. They actually come to like different, like they'll go to a library or they'll go to Tractor Supply or something. They'll set up there, and they'll take in like 50-something dogs in one day and spay and neuter them for like, I think like $100 a dog. So, but they don't have an age limit on their animals that get spayed.
They should, because male dogs, their testicles are up inside their body until they're a certain age. So in order for them to...
Well, yeah, with males, they want to wait until their balls at least drop, but with females, they don't have an age limit.
4 months is too young for them to do that. I'm not a doctor though, so maybe I don't know. But I know that their testicles don't drop until a certain age. So if they're doing them that young, then there's an invasive surgery. They're just trying to get it done. I don't know, but I wouldn't get a puppy done until his testicles drop. But I mean, spay and neuter contracts. The problem with that, the reason why most breeders are not going to do that is because in order to find homes or people that would agree to that you're going to hold on to those puppies for a long time. Not a lot of people that's going to buy a dog and agree to get the dog fixed or agree to buy the dog without papers. So that's why everybody's breeding, because everybody's getting papers, because everybody knows these dogs have papers. They want papers. They don't want the dog if it don't have papers. So that's where you get stuck, where everybody wants to be a breeder, because like with Frenchies and bulldogs, English bulldogs, when they sell puppies, most of them dogs don't have papers. And then the ones that do have papers, they get like a mark on their paperwork or something. I'm not familiar with it, but where they're not allowed to have any breeding rights to the dog.
Yeah, it's called limitation papers or something like that. I know the AKC is real big about it, where you have like limitations that you can do, like you can't. There are papers that give you like your first 3 gens on it, but it states on your paperwork that you have limitations, meaning like you cannot breed this dog.
Right.
If you are allowed to breed, you're only allowed to do so many breedings with this dog and stuff like that. I know the AKC is real big about it.
And that's the thing. With these bullies, I'm telling you right now, the registries could implement that, but the problem would be is that the breeders would take a big hit, because people are so used to buying these dogs with papers, whether they want to breed them or not. Like, I've sold people dogs without papers, but not very many. Everybody wants the paperwork. So that's going to put a dent in the breeders, because people will stop buying dogs from this person if they can't get papers. They'll go to this person where they're going to get paperwork. You know what I mean? So it's a catch-22.
What is your opinion on if you are to sell a dog on a spay or neuter contract? What is your opinion on giving the new owner at least a pedigree with it as well, like a set of papers that go with it? Or does the registry actually offer like just like maybe a first 3 generation type pedigree, kind of like the AKC does, where it says that, you know, the dog is spayed and neutered and that it can't be used? Like it has like a red flag on its number or something?
I can't answer that. That's something that we can look into, that we can use, as a topic. I personally never had that situation because my puppies, when I have puppies, if I feel a puppy is not breedable or showable, I'll sell it as a pet. Meaning I'll sell it at a way lower cost, but I'll make sure I sell it to somebody who's not involved in the bully community. And that's how I try to keep my dogs that I don't think are breedable from being bred, because these people are not breeders. They're not into the show community. They just wanted a dog. So that's how I do my part. You know what I mean? To try to make sure that dogs that shouldn't be bred are not bred. I don't sell puppies like that to people who I think will breed them. I sell them as pets. Go ahead, Damien.
All right, a couple things real quick. Cameron, they pretty much said that the opinion on specific dogs is subjective, so I can't really ask those questions. And to the other couple people, if you have like issues with certain kennels, inbox Lawrence or Tony. Let them review the information, and then they'll make a decision whether or not they want to discuss it on air, because I'm not just going to throw somebody under the bus because you have an issue with them. So you can inbox them for Tony, and they'll go over there.
Right. You can answer that right. We're not going to use it as a form of blast. People about business. I agree with one about that. This is a discussion. Different views on what what you feel about. We're not gonna bash. We're gonna mention nobody. Talk trash on nobody. Even though it's not talking about a legitimate problem. Unless you want to get that person on, now this is what I will do. You want to get that person to come on, and we all have them on the panel, and y'all want to squash the beef and just hash it out, we'll do that. But we're not going to have nobody on here talking about nobody else that's not on here that can't defend themselves or say anything about the situation. I don't, if you look at my Facebook page, I'm not into none of that drama. To me, that's drama, because you may see things a certain way, your perspective may be whatever it is, and theirs is what it is, and I don't know who's right, and I can't condone it. There was an issue that I had that Zeb ended up being in the middle of like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody mentioning my name on a video, saying things that weren't true, and then me not being able to defend myself. So I don't want to put nobody else in that situation. If you have a problem with somebody that you want to come on and discuss it, where both people are on and able to give their sides of the story, then we can do that. But I'm not going to let nobody come on here and put nobody on blast.
Okay, and I do have a couple questions. Oh, wow.
Hold on, let me see. Let me go ahead. Let me see what happens if I mute up. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay, question for Zev. They want to know what shows every year can they count on for you to document, and what's your favorite shows of the bully season?
Hold on, Zev. Let me mute you. Give me 1 second. Okay, go.
Every year you're gonna see me at Pat Show in Maryland. That's a given. That's in my backyard, so I'm gonna be at the Pat Show every year. Other shows. I've been down to Atlanta. That was pretty cool. I like the show down there. Bully and Rolando put that on. I would love to go to that Fling Bling out in Cali just to see something different, because I heard it has such a huge crowd. I would love to go out there.
Man, they definitely be having it popping. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't no hater. I ain't a fan of the whole movement. But they definitely have a movement going. So I definitely can't hate on that.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that. I was like, damn, man. I just see them videos. I was like, man, I can't believe all the people be out there.
Well, the unity is there, especially Spanish people.
Yeah, yeah. Do you? I was gonna ask you that, Lawrence. I'm glad you brought that up, man. Do you find the unity on the East Coast?
I don't think it's an East Coast West Coast thing. Spanish.
What is it more? Where is it more of then?
I grew up in Spanish Harlem. You know what I'm saying? I grew up around Spanish people my whole life. That's why you hear that little thing in my accent. Spanish people stick together, man. No matter what. If they ain't even got like each other. But if it's on and popping, and we Spanish and you not, it's on. We'll figure that out later. So when they come together, they really come together and they really try to show love to each other, man. Even, when I was in certain situations, I seen that, no matter what. When I was growing up, I think that was why, I grew up in Spanish Harlem, so I was around a lot of Spanish people, but that's all I hung out with because I noticed that even as a kid, Spanish people stick together. And most of the breeders of exotics are Spanish people, whether they Mexican or whatever nationality they are. Those are the majority of the people that breed those dogs. That's why they so tight.
That's a great point. I'm glad you said it, cause I ain't want to say that, but that's true.
It's the truth. One thing about me is I keep it a buck, man. You ain't gotta like what I say, but I'm always keep it a buck. Spanish people stick together, man. No matter you take them, you drop them off anywhere. It could be Ecuadorian, Mexican, and a Panamanian from all different places, and they speak Spanish. They gonna link up.
I know the whole group here in Florida is all dog eat dog world. Ain't nobody here to be on your side or help you out. Nothing.
No,
Everybody's always trying to one up each other.
We got Mexican getting ready to come in right now. I got Jesse getting ready to come on. Send me your email, Jesse. I don't want to have to look for it on my thing here. Send me your email again.
Can I get another quick question in?
Go ahead.
Okay. You guys this is kind of going back to what you and Tony were talking about the other day, but he's asked the same questions 3 times, so I'm going to ask it. Do you find that a dominant male produces less males in a litter, or no? That's the question. Do you find that a dominant male produces less males in a litter?
Males don't control whether you get males or females. Females control whether you get males or females. Your females, it's just like when they lay eggs, depending on the temperature of their eggs, it'll determine whether they get all males, all females, or mix up. So your female is the one that controls whether you get males or females. Your male don't control that. Just like people think that you're gonna throw a lot of puppies. It's not. It doesn't have nothing to do with that. That's not what controls big litters. How many eggs your female drops and gets fertilized is what controls the size of your litter. That's why when you do more breedings, you get more puppies because more eggs get fertilized as they get dropped. Not the male controls how many puppies. Some males more puppies than other males because of the amount of live sperm versus another, dog's amount of sperm they throw, the vigor of the sperm, and how many eggs they are able to fertilize. But the female controls it because if she doesn't drop a certain amount of eggs, it doesn't matter how much sperm and if they can only fertilize what's there.
Quick question for Zeb. Zeb, what's the best show you've ever been to? Not as a filmmaker, but what's the best show you ever been to just as a regular consumer?
Best show, I would go back. I'll say it was a best show for me, and it might not have been because of the crowd wise, but about the situation at the time. It was actually a fundraiser for a little kid named DJ. I think he had leukemia at the time, and the whole bully community came together for him. and that was a show up in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It was an outdoor show back in 2008, and it was just a fun, laid back atmosphere, man, and no drama, no about what this dog or that dog. It was really about helping this little boy DJ raise funds for him, who was going through leukemia at the time, and the whole community came together, and it was fun, man. They had you know, crowd participation, like stacking with the dogs, and it wasn't even a trophy for that. It was just off GP. Boom, this dog the one right here off crowd participation. It was a fun show. Not that I would say off that alone, that was probably one of my best experiences.
Okay, real quick, one more question for Zeb.
Two
Okay.
questions. Zeb, was you at the Allentown show where they had the live stream with the stack off with the microphone and all that?
Yeah, I got that on video.
That was a good show, man. That little
Yeah.
girl that was in the ring, she had the crowd going crazy, man. McLovin I was so mad. I lost to McLovin. I ain't going to lie. McLovin get the love, man. That
That was so cool because remember I think that's when little girl had got everybody was giving her some money.
Yeah, because I kept whispering like, yo, if I win, I'm gonna give it to the little girl. And then they broke her off because I was going to get tight. Like, they ain't going to break the little girl off after she was out here doing all that work. And they hit her off for some cash. And like, that was a good show right there.
Yeah. I got that. That's on YouTube. I got that.
That was a good show. Go ahead, Damien.
I guess this could be a question to all you guys, actually. What environment do you prefer for a show? Do you prefer inside, dress up? Do you prefer outside, barbecue style? What's your preferred environment for a good show?
Wait, hold on. We got my man Jesse Salinas just came on. I don't know if he was watching. Talking about why there's so much love amongst the exotic community, and I was telling him about how tight Spanish people are, man. No matter where you from, if you speak Spanish, you know what I mean. If something jump off, we there. Whether it's good or bad, we there. That's how Spanish people get down, and that's what I was telling them. So, can you shed some light on that, Mr. Salinas?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing this evening, man? I'm sitting in damn. Look at the snow, y'all. Y'all see all that snow? Y'all probably can't see it. I'm in VA somewhere at a truck stop. Man, you know what, bro? Spanish people stick together, but for real, y'all don't. Them fools backstab the hell out of each other too, man. They're like every other race too, man. They're like, goddamn, somebody got muted. They're like the rest of them.
But no, listen, Jess. This what I'm saying. Like, you and me can not like each other. We Spanish, we can hate each other. We got beef and all that. But if me and you is somewhere we ain't got no business being, and we run into each other and sun jump off, you know, we gonna ride and then we gonna get back to the business when we get back. But we gonna get each other out of this mess.
Yeah, it can tend to be like that, man. But a lot of them stick together, man, because 20 motherfuckers buy one dog, you know what I'm saying? And then one person promote it. Hey, don't let them fool you, man. That's what they doing, man. I'm a hater, goddamn #1 hater in the bully community, Jesse Salinas. Putos. I hate Mexicans. No, I'm playing, bro. Hey,
He come on here hating on the Spaniards, man. What's going on?
I ain't going to now more shows, bro. I'm gonna get goddamn drugged. Nah, man, we've always been known to be damn close, though, man. Spanish people, we stay together, dog. Like menudo and lemon, you know what I'm saying? We're down like tortillas and beans, you feel me? We always been like that, man. And the Spanish community, the Asians too, though, bro. Goddamn, hey, look at the Asians. Look at all the Asian cats. Like it started with what was her name? Out of North Carolina, I know y'all know who I'm talking about. They had Pinky and all of them dogs. Endless Bullies, them dudes are strong, bro. You pull up to a show, They'd be deep too. The Asian Spanish community. Um, yeah, we are pretty cool, man. I want to find a bunch of Mexicans to give me some $100 blood. What's up, y'all? I'm out here. I need some of y'all's blood. Let's stick together. Viva la raza. Damn, did y'all all go mute? What the fuck?
No, I'm here.
Just trying not to laugh out loud on the thing.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But listen, man, hey, I'll answer your question, though. Damn, is that me with all that volume in the back? Hello? Can y'all hear me, or is there a lot of echo still?
I can hear you.
Yeah, that's Damien echoing like that.
Yo, oh. Shit, I like outdoor shows, man, to answer your question, Damien. Me and L talked about this the other night. We was arguing about some stuff because he's a hater. So, but yeah, I like them outdoor shows, man. Them outdoor shows where it's at. Have a good time, enjoy yourself, kick back. Now, if you want to be on more of a professional level and suit up and shit, that's, them boys be putting on them suits like L Bug. Be putting on 3-piece suits and shit with wingtips.
Nah,
But I like the outdoor shows, man. They feel more humble and just fun.
I like outdoor shows and I like indoor shows for different reasons. If it's the end of June, July, August, ain't no reason why you should be throwing a show outside. It's too freaking hot. You know what I'm saying? If it's 40, 50 degrees outside, there's no reason why you should be throwing a show outside. It's too cold. So I like both. It just depends on what the weather is. If it's real hot outside, you don't want to be out there all day in the heat, in the sun. Your dogs don't want to be out there in the heat, in the sun. Y'all running around and ringing in 90-degree weather. Them shows that they was throwing down in Virginia and that outdoor event when it was 90 degrees outside, that's ridiculous. With no shade or nothing, that's ridiculous. So it depends on the situation with the weather. If it's like last year, they had them shows outside. I almost went. I look at the weather, it's 30-some degrees outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
It depends on the weather. That's the only difference that I prefer in a show. Go ahead, Zed.
Yeah, I prefer outdoor shows. But I'm with Lawrence on that. I can take the heat, but not when it's like cold and windy. I don't like that. But yeah, I prefer the outdoor shows, man. It's more relaxed, laid back.
Man, for that heat though, man, you could always use Modelo's, man. Cold Modelo's, man. I'm gonna get them to sponsor me. Cold Modelo's for the heat, man. I'm gonna talk to them, man.
Hey, I want to thank everybody that's still watching, man. I know it's late, and we still on, man. So I want to thank y'all for watching, man. We appreciate all the views. We want this thing to grow, man. We want people to come on. So if you know anybody that has an issue with somebody and they willing to come on and they want to get on the round table and we all sit down and discuss it and see if we can figure it out, we can do that. But we won't be doing anything.
Oh no!
Somebody asked if they had a problem with another kennel, could they come on and talk about it? And I said, no, I'm not going to have anybody coming on here talking about somebody else that's not here. You know what I'm saying? And none of that.
You dirty dog. You want the views and you know how to get them.
That wasn't mine. That's not what this is for. This is for information and people giving their views on different topics. I don't care either way about that stuff.
I'm messing with you, man.
I'm not here to play Captain Stick, the bully community. You know what I mean? But if that's what somebody wants to do, I mean, it's available to them. If they can
I'll tune in. I'll tune in for that, man.
You can do it without being disrespectful because I got buttons over here where I could cut your video and your mic, so it's not going to be nobody, being disrespectful to each other. You know what I mean? You'll still be able to hear them, but it won't go out over the recording. It'll be dead. So, we can do that. But go ahead, Damien.
Okay. Got a quick question. Basically, they want to know, with last year with all the dogs dying in the heat, should it be something done about the registries when it comes to licensing these shows to prevent such conditions, since obviously the show hosts are not capable of making those decisions?
Well, you can't blame it on the show host only because some of these dogs that are dying at shows where it's not really that hot. So,
You ain't lying.
not just on the show host. That's to your discretion. When me, I'm like, if I look at the weather and it's gonna be hot, I'm not going. I'm not getting ready to stand out there sweating, you know what I'm saying, all day long and running around the ring sweating to death. My dogs are uncomfortable. They're sitting out there. You got to keep moving the cages to get them out the sun. Every time the sun moves over, you got to move your cages all around. Or if, I'm not gonna do that. So that's up to you as an owner and a showboard to decide what's gonna be good for your dogs or not. It's not up to the registry to decide whether your dog could take 80 or 90-degree weather. That's up to you.
And people got to know their dogs too, because I'm like you, El. I keep it a buck, man. I put it all on the table. I don't hide shit. I took Tokyo out to a show in December. Cool ass weather, nice weather. I think it was December. It was Malika's show. And she had like a panic attack, and that bitch started like if she was having a heat stroke, but she was like panicking, breathing hard. Her tongue turned purple. I had to throw water all over. I'm like, what in the hell's going on? So know your dogs too, man. Not a heat stroke ain't the only thing that'll take them up out of there. I've seen plenty of dogs heat stroke at these shows, but know your dogs. Know if your dogs are even capable of going to a show, taking that long ride. Don't let a blue ribbon hinder your choices, man, on what you do for your dog. I mean, you make around and make a bad choice and take a dog out there who really shouldn't be out there. Tokyo, honestly, I don't even know if she needs to be at a show the way she panicked. So know your dogs too. Know your dogs and what kind of temperature they can handle, and just know them, period.
Definitely. Go ahead, Damien.
Okay, this question would be for everybody. Basically, he wants to know, since the truth is never really going to be honored about the original creation of the Bully Blood, is technically everybody's papers hung because nobody acknowledges the roots of the bully community?
I mean, if you want to be technical, you can say that, but any breed, most breeds, mostly all breeds are man-made breeds, so they all start off as paperless dogs. So I think that the American Bully and the exotics just happen to be a breed that's actually growing while they already have papers, instead of being developed and then going to get, permission to register the dog as a breed. The fact that they had their own registry just made it possible to just build the breed while it was already registered as a breed. So any breed that you get into, you can't have. I mean, a purebred is kind of a stupid term, because a purebred dog means that it was created by man, and it can't be purebred because you need several different breeds to create a new breed. So I mean, it's kind of stupid if you really think about it. But any breed that's been started off as paperless dogs. I mean, even back in the days when people used to fight dogs, they would hang papers for the opposite reason. Like, people hang papers in this breed to hide the fact that they mix in blood. But when they used to hang papers back in the days with the fighting stock, it was to not let people know the recipes that they was using to create these animals, these fire-ass dogs that had so much fire behind them. They didn't want you to know, so they'll put the wrong papers on the dog, and you go copy it and create some crap. So I mean, it goes on all the time. It's nothing new. This is not. Everybody wants, like, even when they open the books, they're like, They opening a book. They letting people put dogs in with no papers. They all registries do that, but people don't know that because they think that American Bully is the only breed. All registries open the books. That's how you get new blood, and you can't keep using the same blood circulating over and over. That's why registries open the books up.
Speaking of registries law, how do I go about getting Biggie's ABKC paperwork? Because when Miss Jen sold me him, she made it very clear that she was not going to be registering any of the puppies with the ABKC, but both parents are registered with the ABKC.
All you gotta do is download the application and fill it out and send them pictures of your ABKC paperwork and the front where you own it. And I'm not sure. I think they require a front and side shot of the dog. I'm not sure.
Because I have his UKC and his RKC paperwork, and I'm pretty sure that Miss Jen wouldn't mind giving me his parents' ABKC numbers. But
you don't need that number.
Just download the single dog registration app. Application, and you can do it from there.
That's the one that says single registration domestic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need the number. They're already in the system.
Yeah, because I haven't been able to show him in any ABKC shows yet because I never got his puppy papers, and I've been kind of lazy about getting his registry together. So.
Nah, you got that. You do it with the paperwork they got.
All right.
Go ahead, Damien.
Okay, this question is to go back to sort of like what you guys talked about earlier. It says, you guys talked about common mistakes made by people new to the bully community. Can you shed a story about one of your first mistakes as you entered becoming a breeder, basically?
You want to go, Jesse, or you want me to go?
I'll give you one. My biggest mistake was trying to do this shit for other people and for everybody else, and never really fulfilling my niche and doing what I was supposed to do. Therefore, I've been in the game a long time. Well, I'm not. That shit sounds stupid. I've been around these dogs, the bully, since about 04, maybe 03, 04, some shit like that. And I don't have a program. I just kept bouncing from here to there and here and there, and never focusing on what I should have been doing. So losing focus. If you see something you like, focus on it, do it, and run with it. Don't get sidetracked by new stuff that's coming up, by, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. Just stay focused and keep pushing and build a name for yourself if that's what you want to do. I lost track, I lost focus, and I lost the passion in the dogs. So yeah, that was my biggest mistake, being sidetracked.
I'll say it again and again and again. I saw these dogs. I like these dogs. I went and I looked at how much they cost, and I was like,
bruh.
you know what I mean? So then I started looking on Hoobly, which I don't recommend anybody go to Hoobly looking for dogs, but
come on, man, give me $1.
Hoobly. Well, we won't get into that. I went on Hoobly and I found a dog for $500.
That's Phantom, y'all. That's where he found Phantom.
Oh, it was Fat Boy. This was in 2008. I got him. I paid $500 for him. He was like 5 weeks old, and that was the breed I was talking about earlier. That I went to his house and it was just so nasty. But I didn't know no better. I bought the dog, and he was a cool little dog. He was real fat, like all puppies are when you get them, and he started getting older, and he just was so mean, man. I mean, this dog was so mean to people. He wasn't aggressive towards dogs, but people, man. 6 months old, he was trying to attack people, and it was a Remy and Gray Line mix. And he wanted to fight everybody. He's just so high strung, runs back and forth. All his offspring come out like that. And then I bought a female for $800, and she was a Remy and Gray Line mix, and she was freaking mean as hell towards dogs. So I put them two dogs together, and I got dogs that were just mean as hell all the way around. When they start off like that, you know, people say it's not the dogs, it's the people. It's not. Sometimes it's the dogs, because if you take dogs that are aggressive and breed them with dogs that are aggressive, you're gonna get aggressive dogs. Once they start getting older and they start getting more confident and start reaching sexual maturity, they get aggressive. It has nothing to do with what you're doing. You can control it, but you have to be very aggressive with them, and a lot of people don't know how to do that. They're afraid to be aggressive and really hands-on with their dogs, so the dogs sense that, and they just do whatever they want. So I stopped breeding that blood. But to make the long story short, don't be cheap. Don't try to buy. I'm not saying go out and spend money you don't have, but save your money and get something that you really can do something with. Because just buying what you can afford just to say you got a bully, you're going to go through 7 dogs like that before you realize that you're wasting money and you need to get something with more substance to it or whatever. Sometimes you can get lucky and get a dog for really cheap if you catch somebody that's mad thirsty or in a desperate situation. But if you're really looking for a good dog, it's not going to be a $500,000, $1,200 dog, $1,500 dog. It's not going to change your life. You know, a lot of people get offended when you say things about their dogs as they should. They love their dogs and all of that. But being honest, I mean, a lot of dogs that people buy that they think are something because of who they offer, the dogs are not really that. So that was the mistake I made, man. Trying to buy the cheapest thing I can afford, and not trying to put myself in a position where I could actually make moves with the dogs that I had. So once I learned that, then everything changed. I had already learned so much in the game too, and don't try to just jump in the game and buy dogs and start breeding and think that people just gonna come knocking your door down trying to buy puppies from you. If you don't build your brand and build your name and build your reputation, people are not gonna give you so much money for your puppy. So don't come in the game thinking that because you go buy a puppy off of the biggest name dog out there, and you buy a female and you breed to the biggest stud out there, that everything is going to change for your kid, because it's not. I see people do that all the time. And they be calling people haters and support those who support you and all of that nonsense. They're not putting in no work. So you got to put in the work and you got to spend the money, like with any business that you get into. Because this is a business. If you breeding dogs, you're in a business. People say, oh, I don't breed dogs for money. If you breed dogs and sell puppies, you breed dogs for money. So why wouldn't you want to maximize your business? It's a business. You need to look at it as a business and treat it like a business if you want it to work like a business. And that's it. Go ahead, Dave.
That's it.
Go ahead, Jess. You want to go, Zach? Zach over there fell asleep.
I ain't question too.
Sleep. Zach!
Zach fell asleep. No, I ain't sleep, man.
Okay, you frozen right now. It look like you knocked out. I look like sleep. There you go. Okay, go ahead, Damien.
No, I think Brandy said she had a question.
Go ahead, Brandy. Go ahead, Damien.
Got a question. What are some of the biggest and most impressive bully movements you've seen?
Me, I ain't gonna lie. Right now, I mean, everybody got their moments that have big moments. So right now, Magoo is having a big moment. That whole blood, like the Dax blood, is just still alive, strong, even though he's not here. So to me, right now, the biggest movement will probably be the Dax movement is still big. Magoo in particular is having the most love right now out of that blood, I think. So I like Magoo, man. A lot of people, I like him. Not just him, not just for him, but Like I saw a video, I don't know whose video it was, it might have been Bashard's, but it was 3 Magoo dogs from different breedings in the back of a truck, and they all had this signature neck, head, and shoulders, and bone, and all that, you know what I mean? So that's what I like about him. He is what he is, but he also throws it, like... What about you?
Yeah, that was Bouchard. Hey, Lawrence, do you have Brandy muted?
Let's see. I don't think so. She got herself. Somebody.
There you go. Well, it was off for a second.
That's her. She was like, Let's see, keep hitting the buttons. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, your phone is like lagging though.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So where I live at in Ocala, Florida, not a whole lot of people have heard of this breed. So when I take Biggie out in public and people are like, oh, hey, that's a nice pit, and I'm like, he's not a pit, he's an American bully, I have a lot of people ask me, well, how much do they usually run? Like asking for a price tag. I mean, what is y'all's opinion on just telling total strangers on how much y'all have paid for your dogs? I mean, do you just openly tell them how much you pay for your dogs, or are you kind of like me and kind of hesitant on saying something about it because you're afraid that they're going to look at your dog as a worth, meaning like, oh, well, that dog's worth so much money, maybe I should take it or something, you know, like just being scandalous. But most of the time, I just tell people, I hope you have deep pockets. That's about what all I say.
I mean, it depends on where you at. You don't want to be in the middle of the hood trying to tell somebody how much your dog is worth. But
yeah, we coming through the window, boy. Goddamn, she paid $5 for a dog?
But,
what she got in the house?
I mean, the reason why people in Florida haven't really heard about it, I lived in Florida for a little while. I lived in Palm Bay, Florida. And these dogs are banned there. Any pit bull type dogs are banned there. So there's a lot of places in Florida where you can't have these dogs, which is why you don't really have a lot of good quality bullies in Florida, because most of the places out there they ban. But as far as like, I mean, it would depend on where you at. I take my dogs out with me all the time, and people ask me, and I tell them. But I'm in department stores and stuff like that. I'm not in, walking down, a normal, regular neighborhood.
Well, I don't live in the neighborhood, I live in the woods, but...
No, that's what I'm saying. If you in a certain type of neighborhood, you're not going to be just telling... That would be like saying how much money you got on your ATM card and you just telling them, and you're not going to do that, so why would you do it with your dog? But if you in a... Like, I take my dog in Tractor Supply...
Whenever I go...
If somebody asks me in Tractor Supply how much my dogs cost, I tell them this and that.
Yeah, see, but this is my only problem, though, is because people may not know me personally here, but everybody knows my truck. And I don't mean to sound like crazy conceited about it, but my truck is very noticeable. Everybody notices my truck. I get a lot of compliments about my truck, so a lot of people know that is my truck, but they don't personally know me. They know my face because they, obviously link the two together. But when they see me out in public and they see my dogs and stuff, it just kind of sets me back a little bit. I'm very hesitant on telling people, my price tags and stuff that I pay for my dogs and stuff. But, basically I just tell them, like, I just hope you have deep pockets. This breed is a designer breed. It's not a cheap breed.
I mean, if you view
all I can tell you,
if you view somebody as a potential customer, meaning like you look at this person and you can't just judge by looks, but I'm just saying, like, if you view this person as a potential customer, then you want to tell them how much the dogs are. But if you look at it like it's just somebody being nosy, just trying to ask just to be asking, then you just laugh about it, like, yeah. You don't, I mean, it's just like when you're selling puppies. You're not going to entertain everybody who just wants to talk. You get the same people that hit you up every time you got puppies, asking you the same freaking question every single time you got puppies. They're not going to purchase nothing, so you don't really entertain that type of discussion with them. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to brush them off and do them dirty, but at the same time, you're not getting ready to sit here and send them a whole bunch of pictures and videos of a litter when this is like the 8th time you done asked me how much my puppies go for, and if you notice, they're not getting cheaper. So, you know, when it's somebody that you don't view as a customer or a potential customer, then you don't really have to get into all of that. But if it's somebody you think gonna spend some money and gonna want to do business with you, then you give them all the information, what the breed is made up of, what the temperament of the breed is, how much they go for, and all of that stuff. And then you hand them your card and wait for them to call you and see if they call. But if I'm walking down the street, I'm not going to stop and give them all this information if they just trying to be nosy. And it may sound messed up, but if you get 100 people asking you the same questions all day long, then you'll see what I'm talking about. You just have to pick and choose, you know, when you're going to take that time out to go there with them. Go ahead, Damien.
This question's to you, Lawrence. What are your breeding plans with Lingo?
Right now, I haven't made any plans with her. She's only 6 months old. I want to wait and see what her fitness is, so I could decide what I think she'll go best with. Whatever it is going to be pocket. It's got to be something that's going to keep the mass and maybe give me better face. But I don't make plans with puppies.
Okay, this one's to Zeb. Zeb, do you see yourself working with, I think his name is Zeke, and doing an all-star bully bash DVD type thing where you highlight all the best dogs in the countries and do interviews with the kennels?
Yeah, I would love to work with Zeke. You know, it's kind of, you know how the West Coast did. You know how we was talking about earlier, how the West Coast stick together. Well, I mean, well, as far as the exotic movement, you know how they put out the DVD to how the West was won. I tried to do something like that on the East Coast, but it was hard to get a lot of support for that. Because East Coast have bad bullies also. Now I would have loved to have done something like that on the East Coast too, like they did out west.
That'd be dope.
When are you and Jeffro going to do another video?
That's man, he famous here.
Yo, he is the most famous non-bully person in the bully game.
Man, we was walking in the hospital together, man. They recognized him from the D. He said, "Hey, you that dude on YouTube?"
He's the most famous person that is not even in the bully community like that. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like when I first came in, and everybody goes through it. It's so funny because everybody goes through the same stages in this game. You go through the stage where you're looking on the internet, looking at websites, and then you go through the stage where you're looking on YouTube and you're watching videos, and everybody comes across the same videos in the beginning because everybody's looking for the same keywords. And then you come across Zeb and Jeffro. And you sit there and you watch that video and you like, man, these dudes right here, man, when they got no more videos up there. And then everybody watch the Papa Pitt videos, the Fabian videos, the Ed Shepherd videos. Like everybody goes through the same stages when they come in this game. You know what I mean? And if you're lucky, you got somebody that'll head you off. Like, man, leave that alone. Come over here and do this. Don't waste your time with that. But if you left alone to do it on your own, everybody goes through the same steps, watching the same videos, watching the same websites, everything. You know what I mean? So and I think that's crazy because that's why he's so famous. If you when you start typing in, you in the bully, you just getting in, you don't really know what to type. So you like bully dogs, ABKC, RKC, like you typing in certain keywords and you come across the same video. So everybody watches the same video. And that's one of the, it's like the classic, like Friday, or like, you know, damn, why I can't remember the name of the damn movie, most famous movie in the freaking world, Scarface, you know what I mean? Classic. Like everybody's seen this movie, everybody knows it. That's like the classic bully video. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to get him out to the show again, man. I'll tell you, man. Because his personality is so funny, man. It glues you in.
We gonna get him on. We gonna get Jeffro on. He gonna get it live. We gotta get Jeffro on, man. Matter of fact, we gotta have, cause y'all like Redman and Method Man. You know what I'm saying? When y'all get together, it's different. You know what I mean? Like if you get him by himself and you get you by yourself, it's different. But when y'all together, you know what I mean? Like Redman and Meth. Like Redman, Meth, but when they get together, that Rottweiler, you know what I mean?
That's why I said I wanted to do something with him at the show. We always talked about it, man. We be laughing. Man, we just have fun, man, when I go over there.
Yeah, that'll be dope. We're gonna do that.
I was actually trying to call him tonight, man. We probably sleep now. I was trying to call him.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do that. Go ahead, David. Hold on, let me get you on the video. Okay, go ahead. David.
All right. I'm gonna read this question as they wrote it. Basically, they want to know what key ingredient would you add to the bully community to make it better overall?
Huh?
Remove the hate. The hell with adding anything. Remove the hate, man. Add the fun back.
Respect.
I was reading a question. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
They basically want to know what's one key ingredient that you would add to the bully community to make it better.
Everybody gonna pretty much say the same thing. The unity. Everybody's just so much worrying about being better than everybody else instead of coming together. You know how many badass dogs people could create if people stop being so selfish and come together? You know, not saying that people should start doing breeders for pup back deals and all that, because when you say that, that's the first thing people do. Like, well, can I get a pup back? No, listen. It's not about getting a pup back. It's about putting the right dogs together to create some bomb ass, like that whole clique fell apart, man. But what's his name? The one I used to own, Masterpiece. What's his name?
Jonathan Rivera.
That whole clique, the way they used to put dogs together, man, they was producing some of the baddest dogs in the game, man. You know what I mean? But it always falls apart because of competition and shit like that, man. You know, matter of fact, I'm gonna try to get Jonathan. Nah, I don't know. I don't want no beef, man. We ain't got time for the drama. But I mean, yeah, I always that was one of the people I looked up to as far as females, man. He always had the baddest females in his yard, man. You know what I mean? And that's what it should be about. Creating some bomb ass dogs, man. Shaka said Christmas trees will bring us together. I mean, but yeah, man, I think that was what people enjoyed so much about RKC when it first started out, was that, you know, everybody was trying to come together and do something, you know what I mean? It wasn't, nobody was competing with each other. Now that it's grown, everybody done split off, and now it's the same as it is everywhere else, as far as the people go. Once you bring money and competition into anything, man, it ruins it. And it's hard to try to run this as a business and keep friends and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because people get in their feelings about certain things. People think you should do certain things. You think people should do certain things for you, and they don't. And, you know,
Well, it all comes with growth, man. As things get bigger, everybody starts off with like all these pop-up registries. They start off small, and of course, yeah, you're cool as hell, and everybody's strong because there's 5 people in it. But as it starts growing, yeah, you're gonna have your bumps and bruises along the way, man. So yeah, that's what's up with that.
It's definitely hard. Go ahead, Damien.
Um, may I answer a real quick Photoshop question? Um, you actually have to know how to use Photoshop to tell if the dog's pictures has been modified. It's not really gonna
No.
just show you when you load it in. Like I sent Lawrence a grayscale photo back where you can tell from the right corner of the photo that it had been dragged over. So it's not something that I can tell you how to do. You just have to know how to use Photoshop and know what to look for.
I wanna learn that, dog. I'll pay you to teach me so that I can sell $50,000 dogs.
No, you don't learn how to use to sell. You need to use. You don't need to know how to use Photoshop to tell if a dog is Photoshop. It's not that hard. Several things that people do when they Photoshop their dogs. First of all, it'll be only the head is the only thing that's in focus in the picture. Everything else is blurry. They modified the body. Okay.
Not necessarily though, L, because if they use a lens or something like that to just,
No.
I'm telling you, because I've done it with pictures on my dogs.
I have a camera too. I know how aperture works. I know how ISO works, and I know how shutter speed works. When you use your aperture is what controls that. Your aperture is what blurs out your background.
Spell
Okay?
aperture. Spell aperture.
Yeah. Your aperture is what controls your background. But your aperture is only gonna blur what's behind your subject. Like their body, it'll be in blur, but it's not gonna be the same blur as what's 20 feet behind them. It's gonna be a different blur on it. So when you got a dog that's the same blur as what's all the way behind them, they modify the body. If the limbs look funny on the dog and unproportioned and they're real grainy and everything else on the dog is in focus, they Photoshop the dog. You can zoom too. You can take a picture of your dog and then zoom it all the way in, and it'll add a lot of mass to your dog because it's so close. But if the camera is in its original form and it's all the way back, it's not the same thing. You can stretch. You can put the picture in Photoshop and just stretch the whole picture sideways, and it'll add girth to the dog. There's a lot of things. They have apps where you can tap and widen out the legs, just the legs and all of that stuff. So there's so many different ways that people can change pictures. That's why I use video. Because there's a lot of stuff you can do to pictures, man. I mean, look at the model industry. They got to take a big fat chick and make her look like she's 140, 120 pounds.
I need to do that for my pictures, dog.
It's cool. You know, when I used to do pictures for people, I did a picture for a girl. She had a big scar going across her face like that, and I took it out with Photoshop. You couldn't even tell she had a scar on her face. So, video. You can't see video of the dog running around and doing his thing and not just being held on a leash or by his collar, or a little quick 3 to 12-second video of the dog. Don't pay attention to the dog. If somebody has a problem, I see it all the time. People don't want to, like, you go on certain breeders' pages and you go on their video album, which you can only access from a computer. You can't see it on your phone. You go on their album, they don't have no videos of their dogs at all. You know what I mean? And the ones that do, they have 12-second, 10-second videos of their dogs, and they're holding them in one spot where they're not moving around. If a breeder has a problem with you asking them to send you a video of the dog just running around in their yard, then you have to wonder why. They don't have no videos of their dog. Deb, you all right over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I don't want to have you on there looking sleepy now. Man, it's already 1 o'clock, y'all.
No bull, God.
Yeah. Hey, listen, and if you come on, don't feel like you got ride out all the way, man. You ain't got ride out. You know, you came in, you said your piece. If you wanna, you know, I like that you're a trooper though. That man quit on us. We about to shut it down though. We still got a lot of viewers, but and I appreciate everybody. But we gonna shut it down. We'll be back on Friday.
Okay. Friday. What time?
9 o'clock is the show time every Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah,
9 o'clock.
I got to be up in 4 hours.
I apologize.
Oh,
I should have told you a long time ago that you ain't have to ride all the way out, and I appreciate you. Man.
nah, I'm good. I gotta let Jeff know about this.
Yeah, tell Jeff, man, we'll have him on. Anybody that want to come on that's going to actually have input and speak up and, you know, keep it real but keep it respectful and keep it peace, man. We want to have y'all on. We want to hear what you got to say. I appreciate everybody that watches. I appreciate all y'all that come on. Jesse, man, I know you ride with us heavy. My technical support, Damien, he's always riding with me, even though he was on BPT tonight, you know. Zeb too, you ain't get out of it. Zeb was super BP2. But we'll get it right, man. This is the 5th episode, man. We'll get it right. Each episode we're gonna try to make it better, man. We're trying to get people on that people actually want to hear what they have to say. So, you know,
Yeah,
bear with us.
yeah, I got it now. I got the hang of how to get on here now.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Hey, man, talk about us, man. If you got anybody that say they want to come on, man, just tell them to shoot me a message, shoot Tony a message, shoot Damien a message, and we'll make it happen every Tuesday and Friday, 9 o'clock. Brandy, you always support us too. I appreciate you. Everybody that's watching, I appreciate y'all. I see y'all on the bottom. I don't see who's watching, but I see how many people's on. So I appreciate that, man. Deb,
All right.
like I said, man, tell people about this show, man, and tell them what it's about. And if you want to come on, man, come on in. But you got to speak up. You can't just sit and not say nothing. And we got to have quiet. I can't have kids running around in the background and dogs barking and all that because it drowns everything out. So we'll see y'all Friday. And, yeah.
All right. Peace.